Doesn't make any sense. How does it pick it up on the desktop? Your music? It picks up your music on the desktop audio?
Yes, because it's going through the computer itself. I don't know how, but it picks up your voice as well. So it's recording your voice to the computer.
That's really okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right.
So I stopped it just in case. You know?
We'll figure out the kinks. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out to where we can just record just our microphones.
Yeah, no worries. Anyway, we're streaming again. I just stopped and streamed it, so I'm going to be doing that. Now I'm going to be sending it out.
Hmm?
Let me adjust my levels. All right, hello. Let me just. Okay, hello. Okay, cool.
Okay, let me see if I can turn this into like a pop-out chat. There you go. Cool. Part of that.
Okay, I'm just going to share my stream.
I like this music. Okay, yeah, just keep going. You can't. I'm so used to us listening to music at the same time. It's actually kind of fun.
I know. It's all right. You can enjoy.
You can't wait until we start figuring out all working the kinks out of everything. And
yeah, it'd be nice to finally get everything kind of set. You have to like set aside like some time to kind of figure things out, but it's okay.
Yeah, one of these days we will. And we'll eat tacos while
I'm down.
We do that. All right, welcome everybody.
Welcome everyone.
We are just basically warming up. We're just getting ready. Gonna start this Compstegnathus sculpt.
Yeah, we're just gonna get settled in.
We're running a little bit late, but it's okay. It's all good, everybody. So just take this time to be able to get all of your art supplies together. You know, whatever medium or project you're going to work on. Go and get all your supplies together, and make sure you have some snacks with you. A bottle of water. I should probably get water too. Got some water.
That's always good to have some water to stay hydrated.
You got to. Why is my iPad? Oh, gosh, technical difficulties all day, every day.
Oh, look! This is that person from that Discord that I'm a part of. Duderson, welcome! You made it!
Welcome.
This is so cool. Duderson. Okay, cool. Also, Justin, I'm going to be streaming on my own for the first time this Sunday.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay.
I got all the things worked on so far. So I'm just going to get these things ready. Let me just get my little references.
What are you gonna what are you gonna do this weekend? Like, what are you gonna sculpt or not sculpt? What are you gonna draw? What are you gonna work on?
Now I'm going to be doing some world building. So I've been kind of working on my Project Renaissance World, which is my alternate, the thing I've been working on with you, kind of doing my little island chain.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on, I'll do a little sneak peek here. And that was actually funny. I was talking to the Discord, and they gave me some ideas on, like, what would be some large herbivores that could be on the island. Because I was torn. I wanted, like, a sauropod, but I didn't know what kind of sauropod, and I didn't know which one from the region that I would want. So I narrowed it down to, like, 4 groups, like an Isisaurid, a Rabacasaurid, a Diamantinosaurid, and then, like, what else did I think it was? Is that, and some sort of, like, titanosaur, like a small, like another form of titanosaur, like Rhipatosaurid, like Rhipatosaurus from, like, Madagascar, like things that were close to the area, like Ichthyosaurus is from India, Rhipatosaurus is from, like, Madagascar, Diamantinosaurus is from, like, Australia, and Rabacasaurids are, like, kind of from Africa, or, like, around the same kind of region. So it was like, whatever I can kind of float across, But someone in the Discord, when I posted that question, is like, they liked my lanky stegosaurus. It's like, why not have, like, just a long neck stegosaur that took the role of a sauropod in the lack of that,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's like, that'd be kind of cool. But then I also thought, it's like, I kind of want both because I'm greedy. But at the same time, I had to make it make sense. So it was like, well, maybe the stegosaurus got there first and were doing that. They were taking the roles of, like, long sauropod, like, herbivores, clearing forests and whatnot. But then, like, since Australia is, like, close to the plate, maybe Diamantinosaurus migrated and swam across the channel when it was closer.
Oh, yeah.
And then are now kind of, like, pushing the stegosaurs out of their niche, so they're, like, getting rarer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's like, it's like, it also makes it feel like an actual ecosystem.
Something that naturally evolved.
Not just evolved, but it's, like, dynamic, and, like, animals are going extinct.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's natural.
Yeah. Let me see. Getting my things.
Oh, are we both streaming? I'm looking at the stream real quick. It doesn't look like.
We're not?
Oh wait, now they're back. Okay, that was odd. That was interesting. All right.
No, I have nothing on my screen just yet.
Oh, okay. All right, so I guess we should start now.
Oh, Duderson says, yeah, I saw the convo on that. I'm really leaning for Isisaurid, like what Noah said myself. Yeah, that's what I'm not 100% sold. It could be an Isisaurid, or it could be a Diamantinosaurid. Either one is going to be cool. I like them both. Maybe Isisaurid, because it'd be kind of cool. I could tie it into the Rajasaurus that came to the island. Because I also just like Isisaurus. Became a stan.
So I was wondering, I got scared. I thought something wasn't working on my computer.
It's okay. Okay. I know that feeling, though. They're like, ugh, everything's going wrong.
Well, I have this. So earlier, my mic wasn't producing any sound, and then right now my mouse is, like, freaking out, and I was like, what's going on? And I keep forgetting that because I use a Mac mouse, like, and so whenever there's, like, a dog hair, my dog will get dog hair. It just somehow appears on my dog hair gets everywhere. I don't know how. It'll get inside the little sensor on my mouse, and then the mouse won't work.
Oh no!
It's the weirdest thing, dude, but it is what it is.
That's really annoying. Okay, let me get everything ready. Okay, I got my little references.
And then we will start as we usually do.
Yes, we do.
All right. I'm so excited.
Okay, we got 3 viewers. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of sticking with the same locale, Also, OMG JurassicJustin using Mac Mouse. God bless you. This is true.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's a tragedy, but I gotta make do with what I got.
This is true.
A PC will be coming soon, believe me.
There we go.
I need one.
He's gonna be able to upgrade and just, like, sculpt, like, super small details.
And play Minecraft without my computer wanting to burst into flames.
It'd be like
Modded
that.
Minecraft. Yeah, it'd really be like that, I swear.
Okay, real quick, though, to kind of show what I was talking about, what I was working on last night.
Okay.
So I was like thinking about the long neck stegosaurs, and I was like, I want to make an homage to like the classic sauropod from like the Lost World and like King Kong and all those things.
Hmm.
But still keeping a stegosaurid. So I'm gonna still have plates, but like probably gonna be reduced. I don't know. Like I'm maybe thinking of having like cool ontogenetic, traits where like they're bigger when they're like little because they need them, but like when they reach a certain size, they don't grow anymore, and they look smaller on the larger individuals.
Like a stump, I guess that makes sense. You mean like they're a little bit stumpier, or
No,
like
like think of it like this: like the plates stay the same size, like when they're like younger, they're like big when they're little. It's like how
yeah,
juvenile tyrannosaurs have like proportionally larger hand arms when they're like young because they're using their hands, I guess, more. I'm not saying the adults don't use their
yeah,
hand more, but like when they hit puberty, then all the you know main use is going to go to their head, as the like main object for manipulating their environment.
yeah.
So like the hands just kind of stay the same size; they don't just grow with them.
Isn't that funny?
I know, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Where the plates now kind of stay the same size. You
They
know.
just become defunct, like at some point.
Yeah, it's not that they become defunct. It's just like they're not using them anymore because they're now massive. Like you're talking about stegosaurids, they're not like the size of like a patasaurus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. Duder's Den is. I'm going to be working on some world building stuff during the stream, by the way. So thanks for giving me an excuse to do that anytime, always, and feel free to
That's
post
what
and
we're
tag
here
it.
for.
But yeah,
Yes, definitely post and tag.
this is what I was working on.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I like it. Oh, okay. That's gonna look so cool.
Yeah, I was trying to.
The head shape is. Wait, wasn't. I was with you. Oh no, wait. You were working on the smaller one. Never mind. I was confused for a second. It's the head shape. The head shape looked familiar, so I was kind of like tripping out of it.
That one. So like this head shape, right?
Yeah, it was reminding me of the smaller one that you're doing.
Yeah.
The smaller one, with the blue plates on it. And that's why I was tripping out. I was like, wait a second, did I see this one? But it's the same one. Not
Yeah.
same one, but
Exactly.
exciting.
But yeah, I'm still working on it. Like there's one model right there of like one of them.
I'm really excited to see how it's gonna. That's what you're gonna be. That's what you're gonna be doing this Sunday?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be working on like kind of like designing these things.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's gonna be sick.
Well, like I'll probably like do maybe one or two things. I'll figure it out like what I'm gonna be working on, but we'll see. We shall see.
I'm excited regardless,
Thank you.
and I will be there to attend.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna be starting. Okay. All right, folks, if you're ready, if you got your little supplies and you're all good to go, we're going to be starting shortly right now. I'm going to be doing my little shadow silhouettes, which means I'm just going to be going through kind of my process and my workflow when I'm doing creature and character design. I'm just going to be doing some shadow silhouettes to kind of get a sense of like what the overall silhouette of the creature is going to look like in the shape language that I can kind of glean from that. And then I'm going to go through and then pick my top 3. And then when I pick my top 3, I just kind of pick off the traits that I enjoy the most, and then I'll start refining by combining them into one master silhouette, and then I'll be refining from like the shapes there. And Justin, do you want to go into your little process a little bit?
Yeah. So everybody, what I'm gonna be working on is So usually what I do is I start with basic simple shapes, sort of the primitive forms of the creature or animal we're going to be working on, which today is going to be the Compstegnathus. And how I usually start that is just by chopping up some simple spheres and simple shapes, trimming them to the size they need to be before starting to add more complex forms into them. And then magic happens after that. Then you just go with the flow.
This is true. You just kind of vibe.
Really is. It really is the whole vibe. It's a fun vibe. Let's see if we can do a whole body today.
Again, like the last time?
Yeah.
You can do it.
It'll be really fun. Let's see if we can. Da, 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 da.
All right, I'm trying to make sure, shake up my posing so everything's different and new again.
just a quick reminder, everybody watching out there, this is a sort of a this is a creative space that we RJ and I are trying to host regularly, and to not only not only for ourselves to practice, but to be able to help other artists out there join in from wherever they may be in the world, to just start a project, to begin to push yourself to be able to achieve, your goals and dreams and, different things that you want to do. And the first, step to be able to achieve stuff that you want to do is to start, even if it's a rough start, even if it's a rough draft, even if you fail. Um, the purpose of these is just basically to start a project and kind of get yourself into that productive mindset that ultimately is going to guide you to be able to complete projects at some point. Because you need to be able to you need to be able to start a project in order to be able to, in order to get where you want to go. It's we can dream about it as much as we want, but you got we got to be able to train ourselves, be able to put an effort and energy. And this is sort of the and this is the creative space, is the safe space where we support you, we try to motivate you to be able to do that. We want you
Exactly.
to be able to do those things.
It's just here for you to, be able to experiment, make mistakes, have fun, and just kind of get in the habit of drawing.
Especially if you're like us and sometimes you're not in a because a lot of times creative spaces or are sort of just kind of conducive to a school environment or in an environment where you kind of are forced to be creative, and when you're not like in a school environment where you have access to, sort of like either the tools or guides or whatever it is that, you use to be able to make your art, it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to get into that creative mindset. And so this is us just trying to sort of be able to construct that for you in a virtual sense so that you can basically just do it any time of day, wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter if you're at a coffee shop, you're at home, you're in the school library, school library. It's such an odd word still.
Library.
But you're able to tap into those that creative and productive mindset wherever you are. It's a good thing to practice.
It is a very good thing to practice, and it just kind of helps get in a nice flow and get you more confident in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's been a very stegosaur heavy kind of week.
Oh, you're Compstegnathus?
Yeah, but like I'm saying, it's just like because I've been doing a lot of stegosaur kind of creatures.
Yeah. That's why I was actually really excited too, because I feel like you've been in that stega zone lately.
I have been in the stegozone. Welcome to
Make some fun magic.
welcome to the stegozone.
Welcome to the stega zone. Did you see the hatchling?
I did see the hatchling. It was cool.
I liked it. It was cool. It's fun.
You know what it reminds me of? That project by that one
What?
artist, San Mesozoico.
Yeah, it was like a comic, right? Or is it a comic?
Yeah, he actually did a commission for me once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember my one of my hybrid dinosaurs I did. Like he did a take on it. Like I have it on my Instagram somewhere.
Ooh. Exciting. That's super fun though.
Like a forked tongue.
It has a chameleon tongue. Remember, it's like a part of the action figure.
Was there a chameleon in this thing?
I mean, in the tongue because it had a sticky tongue.
I thought it was like frog. Like it says dart frog.
Oh, I don't know. It has it. It's part of its action feature was like a sticky tongue that would like pop out. It was the weirdest thing.
Okay, I'm doing like a rough general list one, and then I'm going to be starting to like, refine and do more ideas. So let's see.
Mm.
There we go.
Oh, I should probably size this down a bit. It's funny because the same concept applies for both ZBrush and Photoshop. Organize your subtools and layers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what a riot.
Make life easier for yourself. because it gets pretty confusing sometimes when you're working on so many layers.
Oh gosh, you kidding me? It can get crazy. Oh, it should work.
Okay. We got these down. I'm going to merge them all into one and just kind of start going into my choices. Okay. Did you want to get into the topic for today, Justin?
Yeah, I was actually just about to jump on that. I was just about to say that. So everybody, for this week's topic, for this week's episode, what we wanted to talk about, and we actually touched base on it last stream, if any of you were there, and that was growing up as an artist, particularly in, but not as in like skill, but as in like what it means to be growing up as an artist, and sort of the trials that we face growing up, and how there are sort of parallels that everybody does experience as we as we go as artists, and how we could sort of overcome those together or sort of remotivate. Because RJ and I have we've been around a little bit, and we are very aware of some of the sort of the stigmas behind being an artist, such as the concept of the starving artist, or the or the concept of a competition, struggling, and things like that. And we know that sometimes art is the topic of art can be very, very scary to a lot of people, especially if you want to be able to do it as a career choice. Sometimes people around you might not always be as supportive, and that can affect us while growing up. So that's sort of what we wanted to sort of touch base on, so that hopefully what you can get out of the conversation is that you are not alone, and that a lot of us have the similar struggles, and we want to be able to motivate you and let you know that it is okay. It is 100% okay, and it's also a very, very important part of learning, and growing that motivation that will ultimately lead to you creating amazing things. So I guess we should. The best way to start is RJ, if you want to take it away. What was it like growing up as what were some of the challenges you faced as an artist growing up when you were younger?
It's a very good question. For me, it was mostly like I had people like I'll put it like this. I grew up in a family that was primarily working class, and that's completely fine. And it just means it's a different world. And I'll put it in context. Like, being an artist for me was like, okay, that's very nice to do, but like when you get to a certain age, you're gonna get a real job, right? Or would and that's kind of like the attitude I was met with, more so because of like, in the context of my family environment, a job, something that is, at the harbor, or oh, it's my friend Armando. It's Armando. Ah, welcome, buddy.
Hey Armando, what's up?
But yeah, no. And in that environment, it was kind of like I did not, at a certain age, when you're a kid, when I was younger, it was kind of like, oh, you can do this. But when I got older, it was kind of like, okay, but when are you going to get something that's more substantial? Which really just meant it's like, when are you going to get something that I recognize as a stable job in my experience from what I have had to do, which is completely understandable because, people tend to paint things from what they only know. Like, I wouldn't say no one, but like within my immediate family, I'm the first into my family to go to university and get these opportunities to learn more and pursue art. So, they don't see all the whole dearth of what we really do, even though it's everywhere. And that's just something that I've had to kind of learn to motivate myself growing up. But that didn't always manifest as a positive thing in the beginning. That took a long time of self-development and understanding to kind of understand, what my story, what I could learn from that experience, and what I can pass on to other fellow artists who are going through the same kind of thing. So for me, it's the idea that like I had to be a self motivator, but at the same time I had to balance what that really meant and work in a team. And that took time to learn as well. for me, it was more sort of just getting a sense of confidence in my ability, and what I do matters, and what I did, and what I am doing has importance, and that, you know, usually is when you're surrounded by people, you finally meet other like-minded individuals that give you that confidence, and you can share your interests without having to really, explain or kind of have to justify, And that was very, informative for me. Like finally meeting those people in my life, much like my friend Armando, much like you, and to give me that freedom and that comfort to finally just express myself in an honest way. But for the young artist that is still struggling with that, is that feeling, it can feel isolating at times. So you feel like, well, I don't feel like anyone really understands me, or I try to share my interests and it doesn't seem like they're really interested in doing. And there's two things to that. There is the reality that, yes, some person may not, but at the same time, it doesn't mean what you're doing is any less important or matters. It's just that not everyone may have the context for what you do, and that's completely fine. But what you must understand is, like, what you're doing, and you are on the path, and have confidence in the fact that, like, not everyone will understand you, but at the same time, you got to have some self-love and, understanding and self-acceptance that you know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that you don't look for, support elsewhere. It's just more so like there's a nice balance of like being able to acknowledge when, you can only change the perception. You can't change the perception of others, only what your actions are.
And you have to sort of, and that sort of understanding doesn't come immediately when you're younger.
No, it does not. No, it took time.
How long would it be? How long would you say would it be until sort of that sort of not just realization, but that sort of understanding of sort of outside perspectives towards what we do? When did you say that sort of kicked in? That sort of acknowledgement,
like more so like when people started to realize that my work was what I was. Are you asking more like when people outside of me were asking, were starting to come around to my work, or when I started to kind of realize my work had value, or is it both?
When you started to realize that your work had value.
That took time. It took a long while. It probably didn't start until like for me, and here's the thing I really want to reiterate, from my experience, it may not be the same for everyone. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of that, because, everyone has a different, life experience, and these lessons come sooner or later, or, at different times for everyone. So for me specifically, it came probably around, late high school, early college. Like I was in a very different headspace back then, and I was a very different person. And for me, what was tied to my work was the notion of like, I have to do this because of this. I was very competitive back then because I had been so conditioned through my environment that the only reason why my art would even matter is if I do something really huge. I had to be among the best. And that's a very toxic way to kind of live, but there's context of why that is. I was in an environment that only justified this action if I only kind of did something grand in that scale. What I'm trying to say is, it took a while, and I go to therapy, as we touched upon last time. So there's a lot of self work you must do to kind of understand these things, and it's more so a great first step is just awareness of even just the circumstances you're in, and seeking help, talking to friends and being around people that are more positive, and recognizing that even positive affirmations, like it may sound silly to just like, hey, you're really good, you're a cool dude. But it helps. It helps your image of yourself, and helps you feel better about like, what? It may not be like right now, but at some point in the future, I'm going to be at a point where my work, is going to start to develop. And this understanding to just enjoy that process. The whole thing is a process. Art, self-development, and how they link to each other is an ongoing process, and there's no finality there. It just kind of keeps going and evolving and changing as you grow and change, And
it really does. It really does. And you could see it in your art. You can.
Yeah, exactly. And just, falling in love, I guess you could say falling in love with all aspects of your humanity. There's some things that are going to be always a pressure point for you, and some things that won't, that you may grow out, that you may mature about, and so on and so forth, and change. But the ultimate thing still stands, finding acceptance in oneself, and then, you can find in shared interests in friends, and finding people that share similar interests with you, communicating and meeting people and being social, and these things also really help too. You make new friends that kind of help support you, and that's how I met my friend Armando. and that's how I met you.
Right there at the museum.
Exactly. But I'd reiterate it. There is no timeline. There is no time limit on these things, and I don't want anyone to feel like they have to go through these things. No, these things are processes that will be throughout your life, and that's completely fine.
That's interesting thing about being an artist is that all of our experiences tend to be a little bit more unique. Especially because being an artist is not necessarily something that that the skill level or the interest or creativity happens to all of us at the same time in our lives. It's very different because a lot of our skill set and a lot of our motivation, inspiration, creativity is really based off of our life experiences and how where it pushes us and where life sort of guides us. So 100% agree that there is no timetable, and we do want to be able to reiterate that to anybody listening out there is that um, don't feel the need that you need to be at a specific place or have a particular understanding of something by a specific age or time.
I would
Everybody,
also, oh, Justin, real
yeah,
quick, I would add on to that.
yeah, go ahead.
We had a question from
Oh,
Duderson.
sure.
What would you guys say to someone who may be thinking that life is passing them by at their age already? Like if someone is feeling that their opportunity to actually seize a career in artwork and content creation may be fading faster than they can achieve it. I know
I
that's,
would say,
yeah, go
I know,
ahead.
I would say to that is that society, that the world around you is lying to you. That's not it, nothing is real. In all honesty, I don't think I've ever seen single where where opportunities are leading, because a lot of new ones sprout up, or they sprout up in different forms that you may not even know that they probably exist yet, or they're just coming into fruition. I think what it is, a lot of that is sort of peer pressure. That's peer pressure, especially if you're comparing yourself to past generations where everything was supposed to be happening at a specific age by like 20 something, 20 something, like then we sort of compare ourselves to that, especially when looking at a bunch of people around us where they may be seizing opportunities that may be parallel to what you want to do, and it may seem like that all the opportunities are leaving. The opportunities are still out there. I just think that you can't see them all immediately. They have to kind of find their way to you. Like especially when it comes to like social media algorithm things and stuff like that. There are opportunities out there. They just haven't reached you yet. You just can't see them yet because they're just simply not available just yet. They will be there. Um, Not to mention, sometimes you end up creating opportunities yourself.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, sometimes it's you don't even know you're gonna do something, or you're be pushing yourself and you're gonna create the opportunity, and it's gonna be perfect for you because it's basically fine tuned for you. So I think that the main thing about that is don't lose the motivation, because the motivation is what gets you there in the direction regardless.
Yeah, I would completely agree to that. And, I can tell from my own experience, I've had many false starts. I had a major one where started something and it ended horribly and I lost a lot of things and it was a lot of time. But that's, the nature of these things. The opportunities, will always come and go. I remember when I was in my like late teens, early 20s, I was whipped into a frenzy, think there are only so many, when that's an illusion. You get older
Hmm.
and you realize, like exactly what you said, part of it is, making those connections, understanding, going to the events, meeting people, but also working on your work self, and you always keep striving. It's a hard thing to stay motivated, and I'm not saying you're going to be there 100% every day. No, I'm going to tell you the reality of it. Take that time to feel those feelings, understand those feelings, and understand where they come from, what happens, what motivates that sense of kind of dread, But then also remember, it's just like, we're human beings, we're not machines, and we don't pump out things at every time. And then the fact that the work you do wouldn't be as good, good a quality because you're stressed. It's more so like this: take the time to develop your identity as an artist and work, to find those environments and find those people around you. Go to those conventions, go to those art meetups, but also go to those groups and share your work and be what it comes down to. What people really like, this is the honest thing, and when people really gravitate towards is authenticity. Who are you
Yes.
endemically? And what are you showing? That is your brand. I am building my own brand right now, and it took me the longest time. It's like, oh, the brand is like what is marketable. Yes, true, what is marketable, but at the same time, there has to be something there endemic that the person is coming to you for. When it comes to artists, when the idea of a patron to an artist is because they liked your art. What is your message, your style, your story? What is your endemic vision? It all ties into each other because your art is a reflection of your lived experience, who you are at this moment in time, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Even my creatures represent that. And that is what people gravitate towards. It may be slow, but that's the thing. Take those opportunities to enjoy that process. Sure, if you need to make money and pay your bills, I'm not saying don't do things that you need to do to survive, but don't ever let that dream of yours die. Just understand that this is a part of the process too, and this will inform your vision. One of my favorite stories is, and again, this again within the mindset that this person was living in a different time. But I do want to reiterate, he was 40 by the time he started his career, and that's Jack Kirby, who was like one of the premier Marvel Comics artists. And he was 40 years old when he got hired at Marvel. Yeah, he was drawing for all that whole time, though, and he had a career that it was, a career's worth of work. But, the famous part of his career didn't start until much later in life. And that's the thing. It's like these things will come and go, but the legacy that you leave behind is the work and the people that you met and what you inspired in them and what you learned for yourself and what and how you kind of propagated your art. For me, I just really like doing great, characters of speculative fiction, spec evo, world building, creature design, and so on and so forth. And I can go on for days talking about these things. But I used to, again, and to reiterate, I still have those feelings every now and then. But no one's immune from them. There's that feelings like, will there ever be that chance? Will I ever get that chance? But at the end of the day, is like I've been noticing that, like, as much as these feelings do happen, at the same time, my tenacity to keep going and see, what, I don't know if there's going to be a chance, but I'm going to stick around long enough to find out. And that's all it is. It takes courage, and it takes, it takes that sense of, like, I guess you could say acceptance that it's going to be a slow burn. But at the same time, if you keep putting in the work, but also keep seeking out those experiences, then some amazing things can happen.
Yes, 100%. I honestly, I 100% agree with that. In a situation where I like relate to that, for those of you who don't know, I like changed my career choice like 10,000 times, growing up. Like I know I wanted to throughout high school, I wanted to like be a special effects artist, which I still love to do. And then when I started going through school, I started getting very discouraged. I started because I was from a small town. I was from like up near Fresno, it was a small city. But it was very, very limited. So there was no like special effects. It's just farms and a lot of really angry people. Um, and so there's not a lot of exposure, motivation, of opportunity of what you think's out there. So I started questioning. I was like, well, can I really do art? I'm gonna have to move, I have to relocate. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. And I started overwhelming myself with so many thoughts that I just basically felt like I couldn't do anything. Um, and then I moved. I moved from that area down to Los Angeles, just to kind of see like if it is possible. And then while I was down here, I think I thought it was kind of more competitive and more complicated than I thought it was going to be, which obviously everything happens to be when you get older. Everything's more complicated. Um, and so like I sort of kind of ditched special effects and the whole art thing, and I went for like a degree in like geology, and which I did. Went to school for geology. But then interesting thing is during the pandemic, I was just being kind of like locked inside my apartment. I started going through like different feelings of just like realization, like while I was there doing my work, like if I'm completely by myself, it's just me, and I'm working on this work. Why am I not happy? Why am I not getting the same excitement out of this as I did when I was doing like artwork and stuff? Um, and I originally went to geology because I was hoping it was going to lead to paleontology, but unfortunately, the program at my school didn't offer paleontology. It was all geology. Um, and so at some point, I started realizing I was like, I need to start I want to find what I want to do because I never felt like I really belonged there. It was always a different place. I just didn't feel like I belonged. Like, oh, this is not for me. This is not for me. It's not for me. Um, until I started sculpting again and sculpting like physically sculpting dinosaurs. Um, with special effects materials. So I was kind of combining the best of both worlds, and I was like, I'm getting enjoyment out of this. Um, and then I started doing the same thing with 3D modeling and making dinosaur figures. I'm like, okay, I really, really, really like this. And so then I started figuring out this is what I really enjoy doing. And it's interesting because that came in like 2020. That was very, very, very recent. So you can imagine kind of the stress of growing up as an artist, not knowing what you really wanted to do for like over 20 something years, well after you graduated high school, well after, your community college and college and different things, and still not feeling like. So I do understand that, but it's an interest. That I do understand that feeling of like everything's just passing you by. Like I don't know what I'm doing yet. Uh, but I sort of had to create what I want to do. I had to figure out, I had to get my hands dirty and actually like, combine different things and into almost like a recipe and until I finally got to figure out something that I was kind of like, this is my calling. This is what I really, really want to do. And I get enjoyment out of it. There's a sense of growing self-confidence, of self-appreciation. Those are different feelings. You want to be able to emotionally you want to be able to get some sort of enjoyment out of your work. Otherwise, it's really just not unless it's necessary sacrifice, like working in like a theme park, where you're trying to pay bills. But like you for the most part, you really do want to have some kind of enjoyment out of your work, at least if you're going to be doing it for a long time. And so, but the interesting thing is what I do now with 3D printing is when I was a kid, that did not exist back then. That was not necessarily that was not available to the general public. Neither were classes, neither were, how to do this, how to do that. So that's kind of the interesting thing about how things can change, when you feel like life is sort of just passing you by, is sometimes the opportunity literally didn't exist yet, and you had to sort of pull it out of thin air. And that's sort of also what it means to be an artist and be creative. You're pulling ideas right out of thin air, out of your head, and you're physically, at the risk of sounding like a kid manifesting it. You're manifesting these different things. Um, and so don't lose hope. Just try to use, you really just got to keep motivation, and you're going to lose motivation sometimes. There's going to be times where you really do struggle. Um, but if you really like what you do, or you really are motivated that you want to find something that suits you, you're going to keep going. You're going to want to keep going because you're not fighting for society, or you're not fighting for, like, for your family or something. You are fighting for yourself because you're the only you that's ever going to be. All this motivation is you. Everything is you. So
Oh, Justin.
Yeah. What's up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you there. Real quick things. Duderson had two things. That gives me a lot of hope, lol. Thank you. I hope you all know you guys are the kind of inspirations to me, man. Aw. And then Justin, OMG, you're quite literally mirroring what I'm going through right now. Thank you for saying that. That really has put things into perspective. Legit, there's some stuff I'm going to have to think about after this. And then Armando said, become the best you can be. And that's exactly what I will say at that. And that's exactly what it is.
Becoming the best you can be. The best. You're doing it for yourself. Be the best you that has ever been, and you will continue, and you continue to do that. There's no finish line, and that's the best part. The best part is there's no finish line. I think a lot of people growing up, it's like you need to get a job, you need to get security, you need to get all these things, and then you're good, and then you finish. There's no finish line, and there doesn't need to be. And I think that's the best thing because that means that their life is constantly in an adventure. There's always new things to learn. There's always new things to experience, always new interests, always new memories to be made. It keeps life exciting. And the more we get to understand that and realize that, the less stress you will be about finding things in life, the less anxiety you'll have about things that are ultimately not worth having anxiety over. You begin to really enjoy your presence here.
Exactly.
And you get to do and you start to do what you want to do.
I would, to put a cap on that as, to kind of summarize it, it's like pursue your joy. Everything else will follow after that. If you pursue your joy, everything else will be behind that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm just kind of getting this little guy. But yeah. So what was the next topic you wanted to talk about?
Um, what was the what's on my phone? What was the I can't even find my phone anymore.
Vanished.
Oh, it definitely. I think the next topic was self doubt and second thoughts, which is basically what we are going over.
Yeah, this is true. Has there ever been a moment where you kind of like had extreme self doubt?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's only natural. The self doubt. We all have different periods of self doubt, especially if it's something that we're not if we're not used to. Like if we're
Yeah.
trying something we're not used to, kind of like trying a new recipe. If you're trying a new recipe, it's not coming out the way it is. Well, you kind of start to have self doubt and second thoughts about your baking capabilities and everything.
Yeah.
Um, especially like if you because when I was younger, I used to compare myself a lot to others. I was everybody seemed like they were like doing the really really cool stuff, and I was just kind of like this dorky kid who liked dinosaurs. Um, and like I was like, wow, everybody else is doing all these cool things and stuff like that. And but then like I started to have a little bit more appreciation, later on in life, like towards what I do. I'm like, wow, I actually do some pretty awesome stuff. But that self doubt though, um, I think what that stems down to is just the fear of the unknown. A
Yes.
lot of that is the unknown. If we're not like, are we? What happens if we don't know how to do this? What happens if we can't do this? A lot of that is a fear of the unknown, um, which is one of probably the most common fears out there. Um, a lot of that being able to change that and get around that is a lot of sort of mental programming of being okay with the unknown. That goes back to what you and I were talking about earlier, of like kind of just embracing the journey, which is sort of the only thing you actually can do. There really isn't a lot of ways to be able. There really isn't a lot of ways to be able to. I would just say sort of, uh, you know, to where am I going? There's really no ways to be able to counter that properly, um, without a lot of sort of self discipline and believing in yourself. You have to, yeah, believing in yourself and understanding that that things will work out eventually. There are, and you will learn. I think that's what it is too. Is there's a lot of learning that a lot of us sometimes aren't ready for.
Yeah.
You know.
And it takes time. Like we said, these things will come at moments where you need to, or where you are finally in a position where you're ready for that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the process and the experience of that process. I can talk about, many times. Oh God, there was a point in like high school, like, and that's the thing. This is about, the nature we were just talking about. I was comparing myself heavily to many other artists. There's this one kid that I know, and he's a phenomenal artist now. He does a lot of great work, you know. But I kind of had like a rivalry with him. It was like we were friends, but like it was still kind of like a joke, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it was like, you think of it like this, like, to him, he probably doesn't even remember me. But like to me, I was legitimately threatened by him, which is again my insecurity at that time, because he grew up in an environment that allowed him to have access to more resources, that weren't available to me. But it doesn't mean, it doesn't decry any of his work. It's just that he put the time and the talent into work on these things. But like there's also the acknowledgement is like, yeah, but I wasn't able to go to these art schools at an early age,
Yeah.
And you can see in his work, like he had professional training from a very early age. So by the time he was in high school, he was drawing like pretty much where we were at, like when we were like in early college. And, that kind of like really at that time shattered me. And I went through that extreme feelings like, do I even matter? Like, does my art even matter? Like, how can I possibly, ever do anything else? How can I, like, if there's always gonna be someone better than me like this, how can I even, why should I even bother,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I did give up. I gave up for like a year. I didn't draw. Didn't draw anything. I stopped. It was like, this is like late, like middle late high school, like right before going to college,
Mm-hmm.
And or was it, no, it was in late middle high school. No, it was actually, I think, junior year going into senior. So like, point is, I was just severely depressed, and I was very despondent. I was still going through a lot of stuff at that time in my life, so I wasn't 100% there. But it's, again, I was just, feeling that sense of like, well, what am I going to do? There was an important lesson though in that time that I just took away from drawing. Right, there was
Mhm.
this overwhelming feeling of constant like nagging, like you got to get back to it, like you know ideas would shoot in my brain constantly, and like it was like my body was telling me, it's like you got to draw, like what are you talking about, this is something that is like
Yeah.
the most natural feeling to us and you're saying no, like, and it was such a nagging feeling. It was just such a long, um a longing, like it really just kind of persisted for the longest. And I finally, like, I remember talking to my grandfather, and he gave me some advice. My grandfather was a very important person in my life. He was my father figure, as my father wasn't really in the picture, but he was the one that fostered a love, of cinema and movie and science fiction and and science in general. He wasn't like super. He was aware of many things, and he's a very smart guy. He was like super. I wouldn't say like an expert on these things, but it was like his general interests really sparked my own. And I remember he pulled me aside. He's like, "Hey, look, someone's gonna be better than you. Yeah, there will always someone be better than you. But what makes you you is you. That's what makes you
Hmm.
unique." And he's like, "So why do you care about some guy who can draw better than you? Yeah, sure, he may draw better than you, but he's not you."
Yeah. Hmm.
And that's the thing that was important to learn, is like, because I started to draw like him before I quit because I was just trying to catch up. But then in that I was losing my own endemic voice.
Yeah.
And the thing is like that guy learned that lesson. He already knows. Because he was in a position where he was able to finally understand that feeling. But this was my first encounter with these things, and I do thank him for that, because regardless of what his effect was, he really got me to embrace a crucial lesson at an early age. And then that was reaffirmed when I went to Comic Con, where I met a professional comic book illustrator by the name of Jeffrey Edwards, and he told me the same thing. He's like, he saw my work and he saw I was kind of starting to draw like him, because I thought that's, well, what is the secret to learning?
Hmm.
What do I have to
Hmm.
do? And he pulled me aside. And he's like, "Kid, you're really good. You're really talented. But I'm gonna give you some advice. Stop trying to draw like me." And he says, "I need you to be, I'm the only Jeffrey Edwards in the world, at least artistically like this. I need you to be the
Hmm.
first Ryan Nieto. Be the first you, not the next someone else." And it's like,
That's huge.
yeah,
That's huge.
exactly. Once I understood that, I carried that lesson on. I still carry that lesson on through through all my work, because at the end of the day, it's like I may not be able to like do, at this moment in time. I'm not saying I never will be to able to, or saying that I can't, but like, I love Alex Ross, I love Wayne Barlow, I love James Gurney, I love Terry Whitlatch, but I'm not them, and they'll never
Hmm.
be me. And that's something beautiful. Like they have their own creative vision of how they see the world, and I have my own unique endemic one that is influenced by many things, by those artists and those experiences I've had. But at the end of the day, no one could ever take away how I kind of create my spec evo creatures, or my characters, or the things I enjoy in my
Hmm.
storytelling, or those very specific things that I really want to see in my stories, because that's something that is unique to my experience. How I think, how I feel, what I've lived through, that all is translated in my artwork, and that's something that I can appreciate. That's what I find beauty in, and that's my voice.
That was beautifully put. That was beautifully put.
Thank you. No, Duders is saying we're hitting deep, and it's like, it'd be like that sometimes. But hey, you dig deep,
That's how these go.
you dig deep. That's where you find the fossils.
Yep. But that's what it is about being an artist, because it's a very each artist's journey is a very, very personal story. And it's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating, because that's how you have so many different unique individuals, creating amazing things. It all comes down to these personal journeys that people have experienced.
Okay, real quick before we get into that, or whatever this can lead. Just kind of giving a little update on where we're at. So I finished my little thumbnails. I'm going to pick my top three, probably with a green check mark, and then just kind of, go with there. I think I got a little more loose by the top three. The top three look a little bland to me. They're cool, but I feel like I was kind of. I think these bottom three got really cool. Yeah,
I like the feet. They're very like bird-like.
copies are really birdie.
They are.
Okay, I'm gonna save that for later. I'm just gonna turn one layer off and then go to this one and start. separating them out so I can combine them. That's looking amazing. I love what you did with the head.
Thank you.
You got that kind of stegosaurian like anatomy in the neck.
Yeah, I thought it'd be really cool if it was kind of like hunched a little bit like a stegosaurus,
I do like them.
Have the highest plates in the towards the hips and everything.
The thyreophorans are really cool.
They're so odd though, and it makes it amazing.
I love them so much.
What
What is a dinosaur or prehistoric animal you just want to like snuggle?
Oh gosh, I have no idea. That's a really, really tough. I just want to. I don't know.
You'd like pet them like a dog or something.
Oh, probably a Parasaurolophus.
Really, a Parasaurolophus?
Yeah, I think what it is just they're I want to run my hand up against like the big bill on its back, I guess, on its back of its head.
The crest?
Yeah, I think maybe because I just feel like they would make really, really pretty sounds, like honking sounds, and I just kind of like when they're happy.
Yeah, I think they'd be very cute.
That's the only thing. That's why it's silly.
Okay, I'm gonna pick like a general one to like pick, and then I'm gonna work on the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, like with this process, is mostly it's like sculpting. So like I like this guy's head position, so I'm gonna use this main one as the main body. But I like this guy's spikes more, so let me just race.
They're more aggressive.
Yes, and I like the tail position of this guy the most. Like this guy has the coolest tail, and that's the one I want to keep. Oh, Drew said T-Rex, even though it seemed as a snack, lol. But I totally understand Paris too. They're my favorite hadrosaurs. Oh, Duder says I've always wanted to snuggle a Coelophysis. I agree with that. For me, one of my deepest longings in life and saddest realizations that I'll never able to do it is I've always wanted to flip over a Didictodon and just rub its belly. It looks so cute. It looks so cute and cuddly. They're like a weird pug, turtle, lizard, pig, and I love them so much.
A weird pug, turtle, lizard, pig. That is definitely that's.
You've seen a Didictodon, man. You've seen like Placeria.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just that description though is fantastic.
But that's what they look like, Like there's
They really do.
They even have one called Bulbasaurus. Like how could I not?
I saw that. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like,
iconic.
It's super iconic. I love them. They don't get enough love. I love them so much. I'm so heated that they're like, this is like a very specific like paleontological deep cut, and it's one of those things. It's like ugh, like. As paleo fans, and if you're in the know and you read these things, religiously like I do, there was once this article where they had like a skull piece. It was like on, I think it was Benji Thomas, like 7 Days of Science, and it was like this. Supposedly there was supposed to be like there was alleged. Unfortunately, it was found out not to be so. But they found like allegedly like Dictodon skull material from like the late Cretaceous in Australia, and there was like, dude, like late surviving Dictodons, rad, because Coelophysis is out there, and that's like a really like late surviving temnospondyl if I remember. But I was just like, oh my god, I could have been that closer, but Oh, Armando said, I want y'all to make some Ankylosauruses. We did, though, Armando. We're doing the Chaos Effect series right now, which is like, we did the Ankylorhamnodon, but we'll come back to them eventually, right?
Yeah, there's so much to do. We're having so much fun.
Armando, don't worry. We'll get you your Ankylosaurus. The Ankylosauruses are his favorite.
Oh, okay.
I love them too. I'm not gonna lie, they're cute. Like especially if they're like the Minmi. Oh, Minmi, which is like the small ones from Australia. I love them.
I have a figure of that. From
You have
you
have a figure of Minmi?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Do you want it? I can give you the figure.
No, I wouldn't feel right. It's yours.
I really don't collect the Mattel stuff. It's just too much. There's too much to collect. So I gave up. I'm like, I can't do it. I think back in like once Mattel started like when they took over the Jurassic stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and then they started coming out with really cool stuff. I was like, yeah, this is great. And then they started coming out with way too much stuff, and I'm like, this isn't great.
It's like, no, please stop.
Like, please, my wallet.
My
I
wallet.
stopped at like the Tarbosaurus. Like I didn't even get the Tarbosaurus. It was just so much
My wallet. My wallet is dying.
for reals. I
If you,
stopped like back in like 2019. I think I stopped collecting. I will pick them up every now and then. I can pick up the Hammond collection once, but I haven't gotten like the Brachiosaurus because that's like expensive.
I feel that now. I have it at the stage of the shadow sculpting, and it just looks like a little Hydra or King Ghidorah, and I'm like half tempted to just draw that.
Chaos effect extreme.
I don't play with me. I would do such a thing. I would do such a thing.
That cracks me up.
Chaos effect extreme edition. All right, let me pick my favorite. Like head. I think I vibe with this one the most because it has like kind of a more stegosaur-y kind of thing. You know what? But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do exactly what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna combine them. So here,
Yeah, that's right.
let me take that. There.
Combine them.
I just beheaded it. There.
Oh my gosh. Just beheaded.
Make the head a little bigger.
Oh, maybe I should. Let's project. Too much there. That's better.
And then, you know, I'm just gonna pick this head because this is a nice head too. Okay, I'm gonna ask you, Justin, what is your like top like 3 dinosaur documentaries?
Oh gosh.
I know this is gonna be very hard.
You know, I honestly, well, I don't know. I mean, if I watch Prehistoric Planet, that'll be like one of my favorite ones.
Eventually,
But like, I like the original Walking with Dinosaurs.
classic.
Uh, um, I liked the even though it was technically a documentary, I liked Prehistoric Park.
Oh, that was a great one.
That one's fantastic.
Great paleo series.
And then what's another good one? There's so many. There's so many that you grow up with. All mine are out. All my favorites, well, honestly, would probably have to be outdated though, just because it's the nostalgia of it. That's what makes it amazing.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just legitimately asking, like, what is your
I never thought about it.
your favorites?
It's an interesting question though. It's not something I ever thought about. What are your 3 favorites? You've gone through like a bunch of them, but what are your 3 favorites?
My favorites, like of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me think. You guys should go nuts with your own dinosaur hybrids at some point. We totally will, but we kind of wanted to keep it to a theme for these first initial series. For example, once we go through the Chaos Effect ones, which we'll end with the Ultimasaurus, which we're really excited about. Speaking of, real quick, in the comment section, folks, it has to be from the Chaos Effect line from the Lost World Jurassic Park toy line from the 90s. Which ones do you think we should do next? Because we had the chat suggest Compstegnathus last time. I'm trying to get through all of them, and then, like I said, Ultimasaurus is off limits, as that is the final boss. Then after we're done with this series, we're thinking about redesigning the Primal Rage characters, which is gonna be kind of fun, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah. Sorry, I forgot. We're streaming. So yeah.
The children.
Yeah, I apologize to the children out there.
You're fine.
I know we mentioned this in the very, very first stream, guys, that RJ and I actually swear like pirates.
We do.
But we're definitely we're toning it down because we want to be kid friendly.
Role models were the children.
Yes. But we do like a nice swear word every now and then. We all have our favorites.
Anyway.
Yeah, if you have any recommendations, everybody out there.
Oh, okay. Hold on, we got one. A Tyrannops. Oh yeah, it seems everyone's going for the Tyrannops one. Okay.
Tyrannops. Okay.
Okay, cool. Whatever Lycanops hybrid was one. Also,
I think that was the Tyrannops.
Yeah, Tyrannops. Yeah. So we're doing Tyrannops then. Cool. We can do some synapsids.
Yeah,
Also,
my dog.
Duderson also said, "I'd love to either see or be a part of the Primal Rage stuff. I can't wait to see that." Nice.
That'd
Anytime.
be interesting.
It's gonna be fun to do. It's like we kind of want we kind of imagine the series, and like it could change, but the general kind of feeling that we're feeling towards this right now is that like we kind of want to use this to kind of not only practice and train our skills, but also pay homage to some of our favorite creatures.
And we actually have been seeing an improvement in our
This
skills
is true.
by doing these streams. In all honesty, I'm hoping that everybody out there who's been working along with us, if you've been starting to see improvements too. But personally, I'm doing like whole. I'm like, I think what it is because we want to, since RJ, this is RJ and I, this is technically our practice for that sort of go for attitude of just starting a project and just going for it instead of over planning, with anxiety. Um, I've started to be able to apply that to my scopes, and I've been able to like come out with scopes like in one day.
I'm so proud of you. It's really cool.
Thank you.
I'm also beginning better at my shape language and like breaking down my like the anatomy of these creatures, and the characters too. Also, one thing I would say to anyone, if you feel this is something very specific that I felt as a kid. Oh God, I got this all the time, and it's kind of like a thing that I made myself because I didn't practice enough at this.
Hmm.
But like when I was growing up, did you ever get like did you have something similar? It's like, man, you draw creatures really good, but you draw people really terrible.
Uh, yeah, I mean, no, I don't know. I don't think because I ever didn't really draw people that much.
But that's the thing.
In all honesty.
I did because I was just like it really would irk me even though I was I loved drawing dinosaurs and creatures. There was like a part of my soul that was like, exactly, yes, yeah. Duderson's like, yes, RJ. He's like, yes, okay, I got that all the time, growing up, and of course I can draw like human beings and I do portraiture and I can do that relatively easy now. But I will really say what clicked in my brain is because like what I felt like when I was like drawing creatures I could get away with more. Because
Yeah,
like
and when you're drawing people, you're just like messing up noses and everything.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm remembering it now. I'm like, it's the reason I don't remember is because I actually hated drawing people.
Yeah, exactly. And I did the same thing when I was a kid. But what really changed it for me
What?
when
What?
when I realized like what kind of snapped into my brain to like kind of like get better at drawing people is I realized like, oh yeah, we're creatures too.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
So when I did that, I was like, okay, just approach it like you would do creature design, and it's like, yeah. So when I would draw people, it's like I gotta get the anatomy right. So if you ever notice, like I don't know if you've ever noticed, but like the one thing I like to do when I'm posing my characters, or like my humanoid or human characters that are like not my creatures, I usually have them like posed like and especially like Jack Kirby was an interesting kind of inspiration in comic book action because I like having them these like dinosaur renaissance like extreme poses where their hands are kind of like almost looking like claws or like especially like if I draw like a character like in an action scene I take heavy inspiration like you like watch things that like give kind of context like oh watch a boxing match or a UFC fight or an action movie but what I like to do to kind of spice it up is I like to make it feel like you're like it has the same energy as you're like watching like lions take down zebra on the savannah where it kind of feels like it equally feels like a naturalistic piece because we are beings of nature so I like to kind of have that
Yeah.
messiness. And even in the way I do my expressions or my emotions of course I want them to feel like you read as like oh yeah that's happy sad but a good little snarl here or there some serrated teeth on the villainary character
A little
just
spice.
a little spice, but like the thing is a kind of when I contextualize it's like, well, yeah, we have it kind of made it in my mind. It's like, okay, and then it's like, yeah, this is gelling, this is cool, okay, and then my characters took their own language, and I was able to find it, merge it with the techniques and feeling of my creatures, and that's the thing I'm really trying to get to. The main message I'm trying to get to everyone here is like indulge in both when you're doing character and creature design. use all the techniques, what's the word, what's it looking for, simultaneously across it all, because it gives that nice effect. Like if it's, and I know what that feeling is, like it can be intimidating, it's like, because when it looks wrong, it's like, man, those eyes don't look right, or like the nose is, looking wrong. Learn your fundamentals, be patient, learn the process, it's okay. It's the same thing though as approaching your creature design. Break into shapes, get you a nice through line, making sure that you have the underlying anatomy and the areas of the face in, and it really will help you out. Like doing those breakdowns like we're doing really help out. Speaking of, which I'm about to do right now.
Ooh, okay.
I hope that helped out, Duderson. Duders. Oh, you take off, Armando? Take it easy, buddy. Alright. I'll talk to you later, buddy. Have a good night. That was cool. Armando's cool.
He's really cool.
Yeah, he's really sick. He's a really good animator. But getting back to the question I asked you, my favorite like dino docs. When dinosaurs roamed America, classic.
Ooh, okay.
Goated, as the kids would say. God.
Goated. That's right. The kids just say that nowadays, don't they?
God, I feel so old, even though like we're like.
I Google a lot what the kids say. I had to Google what cat meant. I didn't know cat meant like a lie.
Cat man?
Like, how does that? Cap, like cap.
Oh,
like,
cap. Oh.
Cap.
Oh yeah, cap.
It's like a lie. Like, and it's like, I'm like, what is that? Where is that from? Where does that originate from?
It's okay. I just go with the flow. I go with the flow.
Yeah.
What was I saying? When dinosaurs roamed America, walking with dinosaurs, of course. And I'm not gonna say prehistoric planet right now because that like is number one at the moment. So I'm trying to think about it in the context of like growing up. Like it was when dinosaurs roamed America, walking with dinosaurs. The Walking With series, I got to count that as one because Walking with Prehistoric Beasts and Walking with Monsters also I watched that. And I'd say Dinosaur Planet, that one. I love that one so much.
Oh yeah.
White Tips.
Oh, wow, back.
White Tips Journey, Pods and Travels. Little Das's Hunt. God, I remember all of it. Alpha's Egg.
Came out a while ago, didn't it?
Anyone here? Fans? See, Alpha's Egg. Yeah. Yes. Put Saltosaurus on the map for me. Love me some little Saltosaurus. They look cute. See, that's something I would pet, a Saltosaurus.
A Saltosaurus.
Yes, White Tip. Yes. God, I like how we're saying all these like dinosaurs like they're Avengers level characters.
They are.
That's I know that's the thing. They are. You know what? You know. Okay. I have ideas. I have some ideas, Justin.
Oh, okay.
Justin, my good lad. After we are done with like the Primal Rage characters, do you want to like do the redesigns of like those named individual dinosaurs from like Planet Dinosaur or something?
I'm down.
Dude, we could like redesign Aladar.
Oh my gosh! Don't even tempt me.
Dude, okay, that's the next one. We're gonna take like named like character dinosaurs and like make them redesign them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
White Tip can solo the Avengers universe. I believe that in my soul.
The Ballad of Big Al.
The Ballad of Big Al. Rest in peace.
That is iconic. That's iconic.
Rest in peace, homie. He died to a stub toe.
For real though, but you know what? It'd be like that sometimes when you stub your toe.
This is true.
It feels like that.
He had no medicine, so he just suffered. Okay.
It blows my mind that he just died from a stub toe.
Wait, it was more. It was more, right? He had like broken ribs.
Yeah, he was like battle damage. Like he was.
He had.
Can you imagine he really isn't it? We're just trying to give him more credit.
Oh my god! Like he actually, it's funny though. He's like the original React Attack like toy.
It really is.
Now with battle damage.
He died.
Okay, so if anyone's wondering what I'm doing, I am doing a blockosaur, which is a kind of a funny little silly little term I use to just kind of say I'm just doing the basic shapes of these things to kind of help me. Big Al sharing my name will forever be my greatest honor. This is true. You are big. You are the heir of Big Al. You are the ballad of Big Al, as they would say. I always remember. I watched that happen. I watched Dinosaur Planet live. Like that was amazing. That Christmas time was amazing.
My goodness.
I was like a kid. I used to, okay, so when I was like little, because I didn't know like how TV schedules work. Because how could I? I was like a small child, and I still had wonder.
A wee lad.
Yeah, I was a wee lad. Yes, I would say. I still have wonder now, but you get the point. It's like I didn't know it was like
Yes.
But so I assumed something about December was just dinosaur time. Because that's when Walking with Dinosaurs would play on like Animal Planet and so I always got really hyped for winter because like this is when the dinosaur documentaries come out.
Oh my gosh, but that's actually I think that's kind of true. Isn't it kind of the same context of like Shark Week? Doesn't Shark Week have like their?
I think so. Like I just recognized a pattern as a kid, and that's kind of all I was saying. Is like White Tips, like Dinosaur Planet came out around that time, and like when Dinosaurs Roamed America, didn't come out around that time. It came out around like Jurassic Park 3's time. Do you remember that the promo they did?
Oh gosh.
When Dinosaurs Roamed America did a cross promo with Jurassic Park 3 for the release.
2001?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember anything from 2000. I mean, the only thing I remember from 2001 is
the thing
is Jurassic Park 3 and 9/11, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
The only two things I remember. Oh wait, actually no. Wait, that we were in first grade, right?
Yeah, we were little. I was super small.
I remember a lot then.
Oh, you didn't know that Jurassic Park? Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, there's actually cool trailers about that. If you're asking for like, so yeah, when Dinosaurs Roamed America coincided with like Jurassic Park 3, they did a whole entire thing like promo where it's like Animal Planet goes Jurassic, or no, Discovery Channel goes Jurassic, and they did like behind the scenes or like Jurassic Park 3 and they would play like it'd be in the bumps between like when they played when Dinosaurs Roamed America.
It's amazing.
It was pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. It was like super sick. And I saw a commercial for Scan Command. Scan Command.
Scan Command. Oh, you know what was a big thing for me when I was a kid though with Jurassic Park 3 was Dino Defender.
Dino Defender. I have that. I still have my copy.
I don't know why I'm so obsessed. I'm still obsessed with Dino Defender. Like to this day, you can ask my younger brother. I'm like, I don't know what it is, dude. I'm maybe because it was like the only video game I was allowed to play like back then. But like, dang, Dino Defender hits different. That's just Dino Defender's my game.
Dr. Brachio.
Oh, that was Danger Zone. That was Jurassic Park Danger Zone.
It's true.
But it's still the same thing. It's still the same concept. I'm planning to. I don't know if you guys know this out there, but I'm planning to make figures of Dino Defender because that is.
Ooh.
I need a Dino Defender action figure. It's too good.
This is true.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
Also,
Dino Defender. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. One cool little art tip. Draw through your figures. Gives them more weight.
Ah, yes.
Yes, you see what I'm doing right now? Like I'm actually drawing like these pieces like they're actually here.
You mentioned that before.
Yes, but for the new people, and if you don't know, if you do know, cool. If you don't, this is just for you. Draw through your figures. It's a cool animation trick. You want to get your things to kind of look like they have more weight and it's kind of solid. Not only that, they actually feel like they belong here, like the anatomy is more believable. Ugh, I wish. Hold on, I could have seen them, lol, but I remember Scan Command. When I used to rent JP3 VHS, it'd have exactly Scan Command.
Was JP3 on VHS?
Yes, it was. I had one.
Dang.
It was like in the last. The VHS was dying.
Oh, that's probably why. Okay.
Like it wouldn't be there. It wasn't long for this world. Okay, now I
didn't get a lot of these because I feel like I didn't get a lot of these different opportunities to like know specific things because I think they were limited where I lived. I think they were. There was like one major Blockbuster, and that's where I used to rent video games from. I didn't get video games, so I got to rent them at Rent to Destroy All Humans. That was my first rented video game.
I want to know. Won't you show me?
I want to know.
I know. We had to. Won't you show? Yeah, we there are many jokes and puns we do, which are obligatory, like Phil Collins shout out.
Hey, sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog barking.
He's being mean. He's being sassy.
He's being dramatic.
It's okay.
My dog is barking every single sound that was, or will soon be.
And that's when that T-Rex roar from the Lost World echoes through your hallway.
Yeah, that's
That'd be terrifying, actually. So don't. Hopefully not. Yeah, the hands.
I'm about to add hands in there. I'm still doing his still building his leg structure, then I'll start shaping it.
Nice. Okay, cool. So I'm just doing my little blockosaur. What do you think of the head?
I like it. He's violent.
It looks super angry. This chaos of.
I mean, chaos effect. They should feel angry. They're mutants.
I guess. I wonder if they. Oh, that's kind of a dark thought. Do they feel in pain? Ugh. It's like, oy.
I wonder that. I used to think that the Ultimate Stars was one of them. I think that's a really cool thing. I think yeah. I'll talk about that later. Different fan scripts about it, but yes.
Anyone remember? Yeah, Justin, we talked about this, but does anyone remember the Jurassic Park Institute? That was cool. The website, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm saying I wish that stuff didn't go extinct. You know, I get that it times out at some point. I remember. You guys remember the old Jurassic Park? Do you remember the old Jurassic Park website?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Jurassic was it Jurassic Park Legends? Jurassic Park.
No, just the original Jurassic Park website.
I do. I remember that. Yeah.
On your computer back in 2000, it was the Jurassic Park gates, and it would have Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, and it didn't have much. There wasn't really much you could do with it, but it was just the concept, and it would open up. It was
I do remember that. Oh, we got some questions. Have you guys played the old JP arcade game from the first film or the Lost World one? Best JP Dino designs, hands down. Yes, we have.
Chuck E. Cheese one?
Yes. I remember I used to dual wield the Jurassic Park one, the first one.
So cool. So epic. I never got to play.
I remember that was the first time you get to see Ankylosaurus in that game.
The Lost World, right?
Not in the Lost World, in the first. And the ride one.
Yeah, they both. Ankylosaurus wasn't in. Oh wait, was Ankylosaurus in the JP ride?
Yeah, and the JP
Arcade?
Yeah, in the JP arcade one, yeah.
I don't remember an Ankylosaurus.
You only see it abruptly. It's in that little small area where we go to the Brachiosaur forest.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why. Interesting.
But the Lost World one was amazing. I love the designs, and me and Justin have a large affinity for the chameleon Carnotaurus.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
It's a chameleon type dinosaur.
No. Ian, look out! I'm sorry.
Ian, look out!
The audio. I didn't bad inside.
It's a chameleon type dinosaur. Now, I just remember that weird creaking noise, which I think is the rope creaking. But it's that one where you're fighting the pteranodons. It's ah. And that's a weird noise.
You're on that tightrope going down.
Yeah, you shoot the rope, and there's that thing. I remember you know what was the coolest one? That green juice raptor that would be leading the raptor packs you'd fight sometimes in the Lost World. You don't remember that one?
I think maybe because I haven't watched it. I've watched it. I mean, I've watched it the whole way, but I don't think I've really ever focused on the Lost World. You know?
I feel it. Give me 1 second though. I'm gonna do something. Too thick, you say. Okay, I'm gonna add my plates. Can we just appreciate how cool stegosaurs are?
How cool what?
Steak,
Stegosaurs?
yes,
Yes.
I love them.
I can't wait to have the plates on tonight. I already know exactly what I'm gonna do. Hoping it's 6:46. Yeah, I got like that. That's fine. When we do play music, it should be like vaporwave. Like it should do like the mall music.
I'm so down for that.
Make it look like very like vintage, like 80s style, like stream.
Yes, I'm so down for that. We can make it look like the dinosaurs 1992.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like we all neglected to bow to the masterpiece that is JPOG. Yes, JPOG. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, champion, goated series. Love that. Forever at our hearts. I love that. God, I love JPOG so much. I play the hell out of that game. Oh, the heck out of that game. My language. You ever play? Oh, JPOG is so amazing.
Yeah. My childhood video games are great, but just the video games are expensive, right? Like,
This is true. I'm gonna get you JPOG for your birthday.
I don't even know how to. I just remember every time my favorite, because I'll go over to my friend's house or play it.
Yeah.
I have no birthday plans, but I just remember that like whatever they would eat something. I remember. Oh, you remember when you have to go to? Oh gosh, this is making us. This is thinking about this. This makes it sound a little bit dated, but like I remember you would have to get a book. Yeah, at like the book fair, you would get like the book. You would order like a book of like cheat codes, and it would give you like the cheat codes to like the book would have like almost every. It seemed like it had almost every game that there was out at the time.
Yes.
Page, and it would have a list of all the cheat codes, and you had to order it. You had to get a book. Like it was an actual book you had to get.
I remember that. I used to have that all the time. I do remember that.
I cannot believe that. Now you just Google what cheat codes there are for the Sims, like but like
Yeah.
man, you had to do this whole process back then. I just remember that. Yeah, that's it. I just remember you'd use the cheat codes in the game in order to be able to get more money, and then every time Dinosaur would eat somebody, it would make like a bell toll, and I loved it. Yeah, I ate somebody.
Yep. Oh my god. Remember the zombie dinosaur mode?
That was creepy. I didn't like that.
It was called Isla. I remember it was Isla de Muerte.
Damn, those sound almost like fever dreams. Like those memories weren't even real, but they were.
I know. The summer of 2007 was pretty lit in my opinion. Playing some JPOG. Okay, I got my little blockosaur in. I'm gonna start adding some little details soon. Let me just save myself. The cool thing is about this, it may seem tedious, but the more work you do and like roughing out the details here, the less time you do doing the final render. So just enjoy enjoy the process. It's just get those things out, make your life easier. Because if you're anyone like me, it's just like I'm supremely lazy, and I don't like to work super hard when it comes to my own art. And cool thing about it is like that I can call that style because I found my cheats to kind of make life easier.
That's literally what I'm doing right now. Actually, I'm cheating right now. I'm loading a theropod what subtool that I had already pre-created before that I used for my figures.
There we go. Smart. Duder said, "Ugh, memories," and yes. And for me, it was a three-way tie between JPOG, Zoo Tycoon 2, and Spore that ran my life in 2007. We are the same person, Duders. Just to give you a heads up, we are the same individual. because that is exactly my 2000s, my childhood too. I even had a copy of Zoo Tycoon 1 that I got from an Office Max, which is kind of crazy.
Office Max.
Yeah, they just had Zoo Tycoon for the longest time at Office Max. It was hilarious. It was like a time, it was like a time capsule almost. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of address something right here. Like I think like since his head's kind of more of a 3/4. Okay, Justin, I know we talked about this, but for the general audience, um, I do want to say I do talk a lot about my interest in Spec Evo. Actually, I just want to tell you something. I got a cool, really cool. I scored a really cool book recently. My buddies and I went over to Little Tokyo to hang out with a friend of ours, and we were going through. We went to get onigiri. I'd never had onigiri, and that was like really tasty and delicious, and it was like really sick. So we went to a bookstore, right? And in that bookstore, my buddy had been there like recently, and he's like, "Oh, I wanted to show you something because I thought of you." And I was like, "What did you what did you want to show me?" What he found was a Japanese copy of The New Dinosaurs by Dougal Dixon, which is a like premier Spec Evo book from like the 80s about like dinosaur evolution in the future if the meteor never went extinct, and it looks amazing. Like this book is really cool. Yeah, like there's so many cool species in here. One of my favorite one is, oh my god, it even comes with like these old timey like stickers. It's really detailed. This book was really detailed. It talked about where the animals would be going, you know, their environments, how the continents would change and shift. Yeah. Wasn't there a hadrosaur bison-looking thing? Yes. There was also like these raptorial things with like kind of like a beak made of tooth material that they just kind of used to like chew down the legs of sauropods, which is pretty gruesome. Um, there's also like um, the gourmand, which is like a tyrannosaur descendant that's just literally just a mouth with no arms and just legs. Um, it is pretty terrifying. There is, you know, these sauropods that like these smaller sauropods that like fight off like pterosaurs and whatnot. That's the cool thing about this book. It really propagates the mind to like think about. Oh, this is kind of cool. There's like actually a thing there about like a filter feeding or like filter feeding like a baleen whale or like a rorqual feeding pliosaur. It seems. Okay. All right. I got my little angry boy set up. I'm gonna name. I'm gonna name this little lad. I don't know. It's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited for this book. I'm gonna name this dude Krogunk, which is just a Pokemon name, but that's what he feels like to me. All right. Let me go into the actual like render, like final line work, and then we'll get to the last part of this, which will be coloration, and then I'll do some poses. Yep. Okay, let's get into this. I'm gonna start my little render. Justin, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better. You sounded a little far.
Oh my microphone was when did I put my microphone up? Have I been? I hope I haven't been talking like that the entire time. Probably have. Oh, well.
Not for like a while, but you sounded pretty distant.
Dang it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I need one of those I need one of those microphones that like are like not those microphones that like you anchor to your desk or something. I need one of those. I need like a streaming microphone.
Yeah, so we do need to start evolving our tools, huh?
Yeah, we'll get there at some point.
At some point, we'll get there. Yeah. A nature of the field that we enjoy so much is that paleontology is always changing because we have new information replacing old, right?
Yes.
But it's also fun to just kind of look back and sometimes we stand a taxa that's not here and we know it's invalid, but come on, it's still pretty cool in your eyes,
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So let's take a moment to kind of say, like, all right, what taxa do it's not valid anymore, but come on, it was pretty cool.
That'd be like the Troodon.
The Troodon, you stand Troodons?
Yeah, and I think that's just I think personally just because I don't know, it's just because they were there for they're part of your kids' books for like a long time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now they're just like, and it's like, aw, and you know why? I think it has to send to a lot of that Spec Evo stuff, which was like the Troodon becoming like a human, the humanoid Troodon.
Oh, the Dinosauroid.
Yes, do you remember that?
I do.
Way back then.
I do. What do you think?
What a nightmare-looking thing.
It was terrifying, but I do have a special place in my heart for the Dinosauroid. Well,
Yeah.
I do my own Dinosauroids. You saw mine, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Troodon is a cool vibe. Oh, the DK Troodon. Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Like the one with the green eyes, like the green one with like the huge eyes. It looks like a xenomorph almost.
What a riot, dude.
I will die on the Nanotyrannus hill, but the Dinosauroid is pretty epic. I feel that.
Nanotyrannus hill. I love that. It's a good one.
It's also a really good band name. Duders, start a band.
Hill.
Yes, Duders, start a Midwest emo band called Nanotyrannus Hill.
That Midwest emo just hits different.
It does, it really do. For me, I was a huge fan of Amphicoelius fragilomensis because I just really wanted to see 200-foot long super uber blue whale destroying sauropod. Because my brain is simple. I like giant, big dinosaur.
Big monster.
Big monster. It's like real life kaiju, just like gigantic Godzilla size sauropod.
Oh my god!
Like at that point, it would be like it's 200 foot, like its max estimate was like 200 foot long. It's like, well, how could it not be?
That was such an interesting time.
Yeah,
it's always an interesting time when it comes to like species that are there for like a short second and then they're not.
One is not so much a invalid taxon. Well, it is an invalid taxon. I thought the name was cooler. Like, okay, I love hadrosaurs. I really do. Like, I really do. Like, people think they're like boring. I think those people are wrong. I love them. They're really cool. They're cute. They make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like the Edmontosaurine, or I should say, not Edmontosaurine, the Saurolophine hadrosaurs, like Edmontosaurus. But I will forever stand that Edmontosaurus had a way cooler name when it was called Ednatotitan.
How long ago was that anyway?
That was like in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s, really?
Yeah, like that was when dinosaurs roamed America. They called it Ednatotitan.
Wow.
It was like, Titan duck? Yes!
That's so cool.
Yeah,
And then
but-
they just
No,
throw it away.
it got synonymized with Edmontosaurus, Nectins. I'm like, why
That
Edmontosaurus?
makes sense.
Edmontosaurus is a boring name. Like, no shame to Edmonton, Canada, but like, come on, Ednatotitan,
No.
Ednatotitan, come on, so don't do, come
I
on.
I'm just imagining you collapsing on the ground and going like, no.
I did. I think I probably got really upset. I was just like,
Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. What a riot.
you know. Exactly. See, everyone there is like, see, I knew you were going there, lol. Anatotitan is such a cool name. Yes, Anatotitan is still my... Yes, Anatotitan. I love Anatotitan. Come on, it's so cool. Anatotitan. God, I've said it so many times. It still stands. Oh, Drew said, fell to my knees in a Walmart when it got synonymized. It'd be like that, though.
In a Walmart.
That's a vibe.
True, stop, I can't. Walmart is a whole mood.
It is a whole mood. Walmart core.
Walmart is a scary mood.
It is a scary mood. But you haven't lived until you went there in like 2000 and got yourself like a Dinosaur Planet action figure.
Oh my gosh. Whenever I went there, the toys were always opened.
It's fine. That was probably me.
Stop.
Okay. Not bad. Okay. Yours is looking fantastic, sir. God, look at it. Let me get a good look at it.
Let me see yours.
Let me get a good look.
Ah! I love the, oh my god, yeah, he's a... Let me try perspective.
Oh, that's so sick.
So, I like your guy with the underbelly, or the under...
Oh, the throat armor, like a
Rigid?
stegosaur? Like a stegosaur would have?
Yes! I love that.
I also put quills to just make him spikier.
Yeah.
Oh. You're just like, no! Low, but honestly, that's how I felt a sort when Dynamosaurus is just a cool name. Even T-Rex is flat out iconic. Yes, it is pretty iconic. Dynamosaurus is pretty cool. At least they brought it back for Dynamo Terror.
Dynamo Terror?
Yeah, that's an actual, like...
Dynamo Terror?
That's a Tyrannosaurid.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay, like, there's so many of these things that I don't know, and I'm fine admitting that I don't know them. It's just, there's so many, it just surprises me. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't cease to surprise me. I think that's the fun part.
It is pretty
It's like,
cool.
wow.
It's a vibe.
Everything that we do here is a vibe. It's JurassiCore, that's the vibe.
It is a vibe.
Mm-hmm. It's a good movie. Albert Hitchcock's The Birds.
The Birds? That's a good film.
I love that movie. Actually, really love that movie.
It's about a bunch of dinosaurs killing people.
Yeah, but modern. It's a modern story.
The Birds.
Birds. It's in reality, I think it's terrifying.
It's
Like
very...
it's scary, dude.
The birds just get tired of us.
It's literally like what it was. Like, isn't that basically? I know there was probably like some. I know Alfred Hitchcock probably had like some other moral behind the story, but like, I always thought it was very scary.
You should have like an homage to the birds.
I can watch it every Thanksgiving.
There we go. You should have an homage to the birds in your the story you're writing.
I do actually. You mean the short film?
Yes.
I do. It's with the I actually do. I'll tell you about it later.
Ooh.
It has to do with the flock of a particular pterosaur. That's what I liked about watching the hatchling. I like seeing people. Okay, so was the hatchling? Was it supposed to be Jurassic related? Did it take place in the Jurassic universe?
I don't think it was. Did you think it is? I kind of felt.
I thought that it was supposed to. I thought it was. I don't know if it's supposed to be like up for. This is the discussion. I don't know. Because I know that those guys, they were supposed to have like the DW, or the Department of they were the Department of like Fish and Wildlife, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't the Department of Prehistoric Wildlife. I don't know if there's a lot of decisions that were made probably for like just universal legal purposes.
Yeah.
But I thought, I don't know. That's why I was curious about it, because like the way like the mom freaked out, like they're destroying our ecosystem. I wonder if it's supposed to. I wonder if like, okay, so that means that they must be new. Like they've been newly introduced. So I'm wondering if.
I kind of feel I feel like this is just someone's take on like. I want to do the concept of my version.
Like just a Jurassic invasion, or just a dinosaur invasion, I guess.
But it didn't. It really more reminded me of San Mesozoico.
Oh yeah. What is okay? So San Mesozoico, how are the dinosaurs there? Is it just that it's just in a world where dinosaurs like
live with people,
just share the world with dinosaurs?
And that's literally what they said for this one.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because like they had cops writing Allosauruses.
Yeah, I saw that. That was actually really cool.
I love that guy's art.
But yeah, that was my interesting. That was my little interpretations of it. There's not much really. The interesting thing about that toy is there's not really much skin texture, with the exception that you could see ribs and some defined muscle.
Well, it's supposed to be mixed with poison dart frog.
Oh, so what are you thinking of, like skin texture wise? Are you thinking of like frog texture, like toad-like texture?
Maybe I said maybe like a toad-like texture, maybe frog-like texture.
Okay.
But then again, I'm kind of adding more rough kind of things, you know.
I
don't know. I'll figure it out. I was thinking more of a waxy kind of texture, like a monkey frog.
Yeah. Monkey frog. Monkey. Hoo, 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 hoo. Oh, honey. I just make up the most weirdest stuff. What is wrong with me?
You have saurians on the brain.
You do. It's because I haven't had my second cup of coffee. That's why I start to go insane.
This is true.
Around this time of day.
We'll get these like poisonous barbs on it. Yes.
I love these sessions. They really just motivate me.
They are a vibe, sir. It's gonna be really sick when we eventually get to like redesign like Disney's dinosaur.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm just waiting for that Carnotaurus.
Yes.
Carnotaurus. In case nobody knows out there, Carnotaurus is my favorite dinosaur. It has a special place in my heart.
This is true. I'd question, but what programs do you both using? I'm using Photoshop, and Justin's using. Go ahead.
I'm using ZBrush. Lovely old ZBrush. Two programs that you have to pay a subscription for.
I know.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's not ideal, but it is what it is.
Make do.
You make do, or you make two?
And these are just like fun little sketches. They don't have to be too serious or too detailed if you don't want.
Yeah. Yeah, these aren't going to be figures or toys. They're just for fun.
Like if I wanted to refine this, I'd go in and like clean up a lot of other things. But hey,
We'd have meetings. We would discuss about it. We would talk about it. We would have fun more. We'd have a little more. It'd be fun regardless.
it would be fun regardless. Carno is just a big speedy murder sausage. This is true.
Yeah. Remember at the museum, he was how we used to refer. He had legs for days.
Yes, this is true. It was just literally you stuck like a party sausage on cheetah legs. But I would also counter that Majungasaurus is that times 1,000. They're just long boys with stubby legs. They look like Dosset Hound reptile. They look like you took like a Dosset Hound or a Wiener Dog, and then you stuck it on a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, Majungasaurus is something else, dude.
I love them so much, though.
Majungasaurus is on crack.
Remember when it was Majungatholus back in the day?
Majungatholus or Majungatholus? I thought it was Majungatholus.
Jurassic
Either way,
Fight
we don't use it
Club.
anymore.
Cursed.
I just remember. Well, I just remember it's in a book that I still have.
I just remember seeing it in Jurassic Fight Club, and I like the color pattern, but that show was not the greatest.
Really, I never saw it.
It's just very like quintessential, like yeah, they
Is it
fight.
just? Oh my gosh!
They-
It's basically just the prehistoric Mortal Kombat.
Yes, they had a game where literally was prehistoric Mortal Kombat.
Gosh.
That's it. You'd go to their website and you play that game, and literally it's just. Don't get me wrong though, it was a kid, so I was like, yeah, this is cool.
This is great. Well, everything dinosaur we think when we're kids.
This is true. Jurassic Park Warpath though, that's something not to forget.
That was definitely something. I never got to play that either, but I know of it.
Yeah, they had some cool designs. They had Giganotosaurus in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Make a figure of that.
You should look at Warpath, man. Like that is a great thing for inspiration. If you don't know Justin by now, this man will, give him the chance, make a model for everything Jurassic. You eventually will.
RJ has seen like every single model behind the scenes, guys. He knows how fast I'll make. I know I don't release figures that often, but I make figures very often. I just don't reveal them just yet because
He's a perfectionist.
yeah, perfectionist, but also just business stuff. As RJ's helping me a lot with a lot of business stuff.
It's a lot of things
So
too.
that yeah, it's really a lot. I think that's why I haven't really been able to post a lot because in reality I do have a lot. There's so much, but I don't want to be able to release these things as just as just one singular artist. You know, I do want to be able to start a company and a business so that these can be, mass produced and people could have them worldwide and stuff like that. So, and when you gotta do something like that, well then there's a little bit of extra time that you have to be able to put into everything.
Yep.
A lot of people don't really understand that. It doesn't just happen like within like a month. It takes a couple years.
And it's okay.
It takes a few years.
Takes
Yeah,
time.
and that's fine. Because if you really like it, I'll put in the years of work. I'll put in the work. It's fun,
Yes.
And so far, it's working.
Yes.
We'll have good dinosaurs. We'll have cool dinosaur toys on shelves soon, hopefully.
We'll have a free coupon day.
Yeah, there you go. Have a coupon day, something. Yeah, I know. I'm planning on doing a figure release at the end of this month.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's supposed to be my biggest release so far. It's not the retro revivals because those are the ones. Believe it or not, those are the ones I've been waiting on because I really want to see if I could actually get those somehow mass produced. But I'm thinking of doing like a 5-day reveal.
Nice.
Because there's 5 figures, dude. There's 5 of them, and I'm like, I kind of want to do like like one figure like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's just like this one and that one and this one and that one.
That'd be so rad.
It'd be crazy. It'd be kind of insane, but why not?
Do it. Like, let me ask you this though, Justin.
Yeah.
because you are the Carnotaurus person. What is your favorite Carnotaurus?
With my favorite, 100% honest with you, I don't think I have a favorite
You
Carnotaurus.
don't? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think in my head. I think maybe because, I don't know. I think maybe because I've seen so many variations of it in like concept art and stuff like that. Like I think I can't really. It's so weird that I don't have a favorite. And I know a lot of people like the Jurassic World Carnotaurus. I'm like, believe it or not, I actually am not a big fan of the Jurassic World Carnotaurus. I actually don't. Oh, you know what was actually okay. I will admit. Never mind. I think I do have a favorite one that I do lean towards a little bit more. I do lean towards the Terra Nova Carnotaurus.
The Terra Nova one. Wow, that is a pull.
I was I think the reason was because there wasn't. I think at the time it was sort of like the first sort of really slim Carnotaurus that was shown like within like a film in
Mm.
action. And because the other at the time, before then it was just the Carnotaurus that was thrown in that was a dinosaur, the big mutant T-Rex Carnotaurus, Carno T-Rex. Um and I think yeah, for the Terra Nova one is because it was slim. And there was this one position that I just remember that it stood in when it was like roaring at the people, and you could just see how slim like its skull and its body was and how narrow it was, which is at the time is what we sort of saw Carnotaurus more as. It was a very, very slim Jim.
Yeah.
And so I liked it because it was I thought it was like the way it was portrayed. It was like I was like, okay, they didn't really dramatize it, because you didn't really see a lot of Carnotauruses in documentaries. Because I don't know when that show came out. That show came out like in 2012,
Mm.
2000. It came out a while back, but I just remember that's why I really liked it because it was more it looked more how we interpreted a bit at the time. But
No,
that's why I liked it.
we both have duders and Drew sayings like, well, I haven't thought about Terra Nova in forever. Lol. OMG, I think you told me about that. I remember it. It had quills on its arm and a big cat-like skin pattern.
Did it? I remember they had like an evil Oviraptor.
They did? They had like an evil Oviraptor?
They did. They made up a fake dinosaur for it, and it was like an evil look. It was called like the Slasher or whatever, or something like that. And they made an animatronic for it, but they had like an evil. It was like basically just a giant mutant Oviraptor.
Wow.
And I was like, and that kind of drew my attention away. I was like, this is not really. I'm like, okay, sure, go off, sister. But
Not anymore. There's
yeah, they
like,
had a few made up things in there, but I
it's like,
did like the Carnotaurus
I feel that.
because it was the big bad. It was like, it was supposed to be like this is the bad guy. This is the sort of the bad dinosaur that's But and then it kind of got really weird because then like Spinosaurus showed up and I'm like wait.
Wait!
But it was so I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But I just thought it was so. Aside from all the.
One of the more interesting designs, though, that I do remember. Anyone here remember and lived through the Hallmark special of Dinotopia?
Oh my gosh! With Wentworth Miller?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
dude,
Yes.
amazing. That was such a riot. That was a time, dude. That was when we were in kindergarten, man. Right?
Yes, that was. I remember that.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
I remember.
Do you remember? Oh yeah, no, go on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was I have questions. There's this weird raptor or something that was my jam. Yes. Anki with the toothache. Yes. And I remember Freefall, which is the name for like the albino pteranodon. The
Oh,
the Skyback's core riders. They would be like riding Quetzalcoatluses.
oh my gosh. Did you ever watch Prehysteria?
Oh my yes, that is a deep cut. Prehysteria.
That is.
I wanted those. I wanted those so bad.
That's a memory right there, dude.
Do you
That's a
remember?
whole
Do you
memory.
remember? Do you remember Prehysteria 2?
I remember there's 3 of them.
Yeah, it's Prehysteria 3. But I
Yeah,
remember.
I do.
Yeah,
VHS, man,
I
Blockbuster.
know.
we used to get things from Blockbuster. Jeez Louise.
I know. 'Cause we're old.
We're not old, shut up.
If you want to put into more paleontological terms, we are a what's the word looking for? Archaic genera.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I am Googling different sayings, so I might be a little bit outdated, but I'm not old. Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm gonna make this guy swole. He's just gonna be a.
He's buff.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another dinosaur thing that I played as a game that I played as a kid, but like I don't hear anyone talk about it, and I really am sad that it's not as remembered. But you know what? I'm gonna be one to remember it. Anyone remember Paleo? No, Para World. It was an RTS game where you would play in an altered dimension where like humans and dinosaurs live together, but you could be like Viking dudes and like these like Amazonian like warrior like dudes, and then there's like these like I guess they would be like inspired by like samurais or whatever, but they write it was like Dinotopia but warfare.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of this.
Yeah,
before.
you like play the Viking dudes. You could have like a battle mammoth with like axes, like they would put axes and lances on their tusks, and then you play as a
like modern day art.
yeah, and then you play as like the samurai guys, and you could be on a seismosaurus, but with a bunch of like lamellar armor and like chain guns.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
It was pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. And then weirdly, Nikola Tesla was there, and you like use him as a battle champion.
What the heck?
Yeah, like the point is like people fell through this like alternate dimensional portal, and like it prolongs your life.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so like random people, I've seen the trailers. I especially remember the giant oversized Triton Rexes with the horn helmets. Yes, they were super rad. The T-Rexes had like these giant like Triceratop horn skull helmets on them.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah. Like one of the trailers is like this like warrior king dude fighting this random dude in a blazer with a shotgun, and they're like having their armies meet, and he's riding an Allosaurus with this cool like feather helmet on, and he's got a battle mammoth with this armor on with like the axes on the tusks.
All right, that's cool. All right.
Para World. It was really cool. How's everyone's drawings coming along? Y'all having fun?
Drawings or sculpts, whatever you're working on.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating. Okay, cool. So I think I got this fellow relatively done. It's for line work.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. We just kind of do some cleanup now.
still needs his dew claw.
Okay. Let's see what you got, Justin.
Oh, okay. It's like I'm adding this.
Adding the dew claw, right?
Yeah, I'm just adding the little. He's still a.
I love how it's looking. It's looking amazing.
Thank you. I haven't added the things yet. I haven't even done detail in the face yet, but I'm not worried.
Don't be
We have
worried.
time. We have like an hour still, dude.
Yeah.
We have like plenty of time. Let's see. And then, how's your guy coming? I gotta check yours. I gotta see yours. Show me. Yes, dude. The tail though.
Yeah.
That is sick.
I had a bunch of like barbed quills and whatnot.
I love that.
Kind of, give it a little more
That's so cool.
razzle dazzle.
Yeah. The old razzle dazzle.
Exactly. It's like,
There was a villain in Power Rangers used to say that. One of the Power Rangers shows, he'd be like, the old razzle madaz or something like that. Just making them extra spicy.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Hmm?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to start my process to get line work done till I can start coloring.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the color flats. And first, let me get my little palette. Okay, so I'm pretty much just going to keep in line with like the pattern here, just kind of do my take on these colors,
Mm-hmm.
So let us see. First, I'm going to put a flat down. So I'm going to go to my lasso tool, usually polygonal lasso I like to use. Sometimes, I'm trying to get better at drawing with the lasso tool, which, takes a lot of practice, but, I'll get there. You ever drawn with the lasso tool?
Drawn
Justin?
with the lasso tool. When in like Photoshop.
Yeah,
When I think I tried to make like clouds once.
I feel it. Mm-hmm. So, Justin,
Mm-hmm.
when are you going to be doing your solo stream?
I don't know. I think I could probably do it. Maybe I could like. I guess I have to see how my schedule's doing.
I feel
Because I would
that.
like to do maybe I could do something like maybe like next week. It'd be on a Thursday,
That's cool.
you know.
I'll,
And I know I wanted to do like redesigns of like the Mattel figures.
ooh, that'd be cool.
Like yeah, I know I wanted like you know do like the Majungasaurus, the Megaraptor, things like that.
That'd be kind of sick.
'Cause some of them are really cool. Yeah, some of them are really cool.
I know Fred had like some designs like those figures.
Oh no, which ones? Oh, Fred?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw I know I saw his I like his Megaraptor. His Megaraptor's one of my favorites.
it's really cool.
That's really cool. His work is stellar.
I love Fred's work.
Fred is a Fred is a god amongst men.
He's very chill from what I've seen, at least of his work. It's very cool.
Yes.
You ever think he'll be in one of these streams one day?
You know, I think it'd be really cool in the future if we could do like if we like invite other artists to like
I'm down.
you know other different Jurassic creators or different designers to join us on these things right here.
We had
I feel like when we get a better system, we could actually play music.
no, we had Raul Ramos. That was crazy.
That was insane. That was super exciting. My mind is still blown that he joined
I
us.
know. That was wild.
We're just like in the zone here drawing. We're
I
like we're
know.
just chilling.
Apologize, folks, if there's not much. Sometimes we get like ultra focused. But if you're
This is
creating,
one of those moments.
if you're creating along, you know that feeling. It's just like, I'm just trying to get this outline so I can do a flat layer. The cool thing about when you do this, you can see all your like things that you can need to fix. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of like little tails and things I need to like crop out, but like, hey, this is just a cool little sketch. If I was doing something more finished and professional, like super like refined, you know,
Mm-hmm.
then I'd go back in probably and be like, yeah, these all got to get cropped.
We're just chilling. We're having a good time.
But at the same time, it also is kind of my aesthetic. I like kind of a messy pencil-y brush look.
It gives it that sketch kind of look, like you know. And I know what you mean. Doesn't it give it that sort of expedition, like sketchbook kind of look? You know, like when people are going on expeditions, like you know, like or mythical, and they're like,
Yeah, they like drawing
and
like
they
some.
like, and they're like drawing the creatures that they find on these expeditions and stuff like that. Like it gives that, you know.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of embrace that.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it.
Mm-hmm. Like some of these I will actually go back in and like fix, for example, and there's no direct line for the claw, which is okay. I was just sketching roughly. But getting back to something earlier we were talking about, I really like the artwork on the JP Institute. That was really informative.
That is some fun artwork.
It was really cool. I love the dynamic posing.
I want to see a Jurassic compound make some more of those paint jobs.
Do you remember, was it T-Pex?
Oh, I don't know.
It was that artist I showed you from like Jurassic Park Legacy?
Oh, are they the ones who did the JPOG, or the JPOG ones, or the
Kind of, yeah. They were kind of like that. They were like the ones that were like scenes of like the dinosaurs from like Jurassic Park, like the expanded lore art.
Are we talking about the regular? Which ones are you talking about? The Institute ones?
Not the Institute, the Jurassic Park Legacy website.
Oh, dang it. I remember the website, but I don't remember much of. I don't know. I was only able to get onto it the school computers.
That makes sense. It's okay.
But I'm trying to remember. I don't think I remember too much. But,
It's okay. I'll show you later.
Okay. Okay, let's thin out these out. Okay, now we can go to the higher resolution. Okay, give me 1 second. Restroom break.
No worries. Go take your time. Nope. What is any of your favorite paleontological tropes, I should say? Like, I know there's like a lot of paleo memes, but like, what are some of your favorites in the chat? Mine is, you know, I know it's just kind of overdone, but like, I don't know. I like having tiger stripes, unlike a carnivore. I'm not saying it's not completely implausible. I know it's a little overdone, but something about it is just very aesthetically pleasing to me. And I just like it. But I do like to do it like very interestingly, or try to make something, kind of do something a little fun with it. Sauropods and thunderstorms. That's a good choice. The thunder lizards while it's thundering. That's cool. What is your favorite sauropod? T-Rex is designed with red. Red T-Rex. That's a classic. I like it when they do like cool striped faces. Like I remember I saw this one that's like a really cool face that was like red, but it had like black striping. I think it was Andy from like Dinosaur Comics. He has like a really cool one, Rocky. Ah, Valley of the T-Rex. Yeah, I know that one. There we go. Okay, it's all selected. Tedious as that was, I'm just going to do a little fill. Fill, color, select. There, do that little mint. There we go. Let's see. Back to my line work and just make some of those fixes. Ah, chunkier burly T-Rexes. Yes. That's more on par for what they are nowadays, which is still cool. I love my Tyrannosaurs with chunk on them. You know, because they're like really robust animals. They're really cool. I think another one for me is I really enjoy. Let me think. I like that kind of paleo meme. It's a more of a modern one where they put like, or where you put like brighter like oranges and like reds on the tail tip of a sauropod that uses their tail primarily for defense, like an apatosaurine or like a diplodocid, which is, I think it's really cool. Ah! Dinosaur Revolution. I remember that. Oh, I'm talking about the... Yeah, exactly. The skinny like one with like the skull face. Edgelord Rex. Shinosaurus is cool. They got little clubs. They fight Gazosaurus. My favorite sauropod, if I had to say, I like Alamosaurus. That's one of my favorite ones. I think they're pretty neat. Okay, let me do this. So I just make a flat layer of color, and normally I'd be doing other things too. Like if I'm going more intense, like I'd probably have like 3 different layers of flats, one for like shadow, and the other for like midtones. But since this is kind of gonna just be one layer of color, I'm not gonna get too serious with it. Just adding some minor details where I can. Yeah, this guy looks so angry. I always think it's funny to make like these edgy little boys. Okay, now let's start. I'm going to be starting to do my colors. So I'm going to just kind of do rough passes of color. I'm going to kind of keep... Bring some more of that blue actually, and kind of like, that'd be kind of cool to see it in the feet and the hands. So like, I guess the body's primarily like this kind of warm black, and then I would go into it with like yellow. Let's see. Ah, scrappy, but spindly, scrawny dromaeosaurs are another good paleo meme. That's true.
I am back. What did I miss?
We're talking about paleo memes.
Paleo memes.
Like in artistic memes that you see constantly, like the red-faced T-Rex.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about?
The red-faced T-Rex. No, I don't. I've never heard this.
Think about how many times you've seen a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a red face.
Are there a lot?
There's a lot. It's a very common like paint job for a T-Rex.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. I guess I never really noticed. Have I?
Think about the Jurassic Park T-Rex from the novel, red with stripes.
Oh yeah, but that was like Are you talking like now recently because of social media? It's just kind of like a trope.
Yeah, but it's been a trope, like because of that. It's like that. There's also like they point out Valley of the T-Rex, you know,
Oh, okay. Valley of the T-Rex. Whoa,
classic, right?
that's from a while ago, dude.
Yeah,
Look how I'm adding these scales on here.
that's cool.
Beauty of making your own brushes, real quick.
You know what? You know what? Yes. You know what? Yes. Okay, hold on. I got an idea. I'm gonna do my own trope right there.
What's your own trope?
No, like, because I was talking about like, you know, we were talking about the paleo meme of like having like an orange kind of a color on a sauropod, or like kind of like you know, on their weapon. Like,
I always thought the trope of a sauropod was like making them like really mottled colors.
no, also that's a good one. No, I was talking about the more modern one where they're like, you know, they put like the more orange or red on the tail.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
It's like this is a weapon. You know, don't get near me. I'll slap you.
Smack your jaw off.
Yeah.
That cracks me up. It's like, I'll hurt ya.
Mm-hmm. Let me just get this face in. Yep, the Stegofossil that groin smacked an Allosaur.
Yeah.
That's the rest in peace.
Got his jaw whacked, all wonky and crazy.
No, he got his groin whacked.
Oh dang! Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a Allosaur specimen where like his pubic boot was like pierced by a Thagomizer spike.
Oh my gosh, what a riot, dude!
Riot. It was a horrible time for that guy.
I know, what a riot for whoever did it.
Oh yeah, this is true.
Oh man. Wait, did my music stop? Why did my music stop? Oh. There you go. That's back.
There you go. Okay, I'm just doing this. I'm just trying to get this. He's got like, his limbs are primarily like a darker color, so I'm gonna go down like this.
I'm barely starting on the face.
It's okay.
I'll get some detail in there.
Don't worry. It's all good. you know what? I'm going to do it like this. Yes. And you know what? I'm going to break it up like this. So there's like a line of yellow. Nice. Okay, cool. Just gonna add some colors to the quills. So I'm gonna add like color inlet into the plates. I'm just gonna add some osteoderm color, like, I do this, there we go. Okay. Oh, that kind of looks cool. It was a different color completely. That's super toxic looking.
I haven't even added plates yet. I'll add the plates in a bit. Plates and a stagomizer. I'll just have to sculpt one plate. I don't have to auto-populate it.
Nice. Okay, let me just add some. Keep adding stuff and let's see what I can do. Let me see. Okay. Oh, random question. Random question. But would you guys tackle creating an original kaiju redesign for Godzilla, King Ghidorah, etc.?
Yeah. I mean, you mean like if we did like a kaiju series, like if we
Redesign.
kaiju?
Yeah.
I'd be down. I already have. I mean, I'm pretty sure you and I both already even have sketches of our own reinterpretations of existing kaiju.
We do. We really do.
So it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary.
It wouldn't. Far more extraordinary. Yeah, we're completely down for that.
Mm-hmm. We're like simple as that.
Yeah, we're completely down. I think it would be a nice challenge though to kind of like really take it something interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Like try to do something like that feels fresh for us at least, you know?
Definitely.
That's always the cool part though. That's always the fun bit.
I remember how we were looking forward to the Compstegnathus, like
Yeah.
all
It's like a cool design because it's a really cool creature.
it really is.
It would be pretty dope. I agree. To like redesign those monsters.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you this: it's kind of like to have fun. Like, what would you do? Like, you know, not drawing it right now, but like, what would be like something you would go for?
I already have one. I actually have one sketched up that I've been wanting to do. Ghidorah.
You have a Ghidorah? I got a Godzilla. Cool. We could just let's. Hey, you know,
Right.
yeah. How about something a little more different? Instead of these kind of quicker sketches, since we already have like sketches of these guys ready to go, why don't you do like full on refined? You know?
A full-on refined sculpts.
Yeah.
I mean, refined renders.
Yeah.
Kind of down.
Yeah, we can kind of like, you know, I can try it like.
We talked about these before, haven't we? We've talked about our kaiju interpretations, haven't we? We've talked about this before.
I believe we have. Anyway, yeah, and then you know what we could do? We can. How about this? Let's make that like instead of like doing that as like a one session, we make that a multi-session session. You know?
You mean so like we're working on like a single
Yeah.
kaiju? I'm actually kind of down because the one I'm working on is like it's an H.R. Geiger styled
Got. Oh,
Ghidorah.
that's so
So
cool.
I do get you on that. I mean, if you want to, I'm down for that.
You know what we can also do then? Then at the end of it, we can have a. So I'll tackle Godzilla. You got Ghidorah, because I have a Godzilla ready to go. Then how about this? So we do that, and then you could at the end of that we can I can draw your Ghidorah fighting my Godzilla. You can sculpt my Godzilla against your Ghidorah.
That'd be actually really cool. That'd be hella sick.
Let's do that then.
I mean, that'd be hecka sick. That'd be really cool.
For the children.
For the children.
Okay. So,
Children are the future, guys. We know that.
so I guess we have that kind of little basic plan.
I'm excited. So much fun.
It's gonna be really cool.
Let me name these upper teeth, lower teeth.
You get like some shadows on my spines.
Ooh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah. Oh my god, that looks terrifying.
It's a little icky.
Oh, Drew said, for the record, I totally understand. I wanted to keep your designs fresh and original. I remember trying to reach the balance of the original yet faithful to my own designs. Yeah, it's always a balance. Sometimes though, and I will say this. Sometimes there's a part of you, that's always an admirable thing to do, and it's completely like do that the most you can. Like that's always a good feeling when you can balance it. But sometimes I really like to go out of left field, like for a creature design of something like very popular. Not because of like I'm trying to be contrarian. It's like I legitimately want something new on that. Like because if a part of me feels like, well, that already exists in the world. That version of that feeling, which is completely fine. Like I'm not saying like I won't do something more within the kind of bounds of what is the orthodoxy of that design. But every now and then, like I really will like push something out, further, from where it originally, went, and I feel kind of like fresher for me at least. I feels like I was able to get something interesting out of the design, and it made it more fun for me.
Is that like what you're talking about with the new Godzilla, or?
Yeah, if I do a new Godzilla or something like you're talking about like Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean that's why I partially that's why I did the what's it called, the
Geiger.
yeah, the HR Geiger one, because I know what you mean. It's I gave it a new story,
Yeah.
a new origin, like how it got here, and so like I think that's part of the fun about it, which I get, is like you're giving it something fresh.
Exactly.
So I do get you there.
Unique to your kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm almost done with the render on this guy. This like little rough render.
Nice. I still got a little ways to go here.
No worries. Take your time, man. It's all good. I really like the head you did for it.
Thank you. I just finished merging the. It's got a little bit more details in now, so I made it nice and juicy. It made it look really juicy.
Nice. Okay. You want to see what I got so far?
Yeah, one second. Wait for this to cook real quick a sec. It's die meshing it. Equal die meshed. Awesome. 2.9999 polygons. Gotcha. Okay, let me see yours. Ooh, okay. Okay. Dude, I love that. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
That sounds like something that would just... It just seems sharp. It just looks sharp, like it would just lacerate you. Like at any part of its body.
It's like this poisonous, so it's just like, you know, it wouldn't be a good day for you.
Yeah. That looks hella sick, dude.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna add one little thing, and then I can move on to like just some minor like fun tweaks. Overlay. So another thing I like to do, so right now I have everything kind of, you know, relatively roughed out. Let me just get back to the, add some details here. Okay. Let me just one last thing. I think I needed to do this just to kind of break this up a little bit. There we go. Ah, better. Cool. Okay. Got that. So I'm just going to combine these into one. Did Shift Control Alt E, which will merge it to one layer. Put this right here, and put this right here. Select to select. Let me delete all the white of the paper, so I just have the figure left. I'm going to bring back some of the line work. I'm going to do some colored line work.
Mm-hmm. Let me make a quick tongue for this guy. And I can add the plates on, because I want the plates on there already.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So I wanna color it too.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is select the line work only. I'm going to apply a gradient. Now, I usually like to go for a gradient that is kind of within the temperature of what I'm already working on. So this is like very green heavy, like cool green. So I'm going to kind of go for like, and there's some like light yellows, which I kind of still want to exemplify.
I like the word exemplify.
So the yellows are coming down here. So like this is more yellow dominant, and then it's going to go into like the blues near their hands.
Ugh, ew. Sorry, I'm just looking at this thing. It looks fucking. Sorry, I said a bad word. I'm sorry. It just looks gross.
It's okay.
It looks nasty. That's honest. Oh my gosh, that was.
You got freaked out?
Bad. Yeah, well, because because I was sliding. I was sliding the tongue out of the mouth here, and it looked like it was actually like sliding out, and I was like, ugh, I could feel it like in the back of my throat. I was like, ugh.
Oh
It's
god,
so gross.
that's intense.
It was funny. Obviously, my reaction was very
Strong.
very strong.
It's okay. There's no judgment here, really.
I like to apologize to all the people at home.
Okay, look at that. Knock this down to like 25, maybe 30. There we go. There we go. Much better.
Okay, looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and add on the plates and all that stuff. Finally, gosh darn. Took forever, but like it'll be worth it.
You did good.
Thank you.
Okay, I got this guy all good, and I'm probably gonna I'll try to get 3, but you know, as you know, we got stuff to do after this, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably have to call it at 8:30 exact, but hey, I like how it came out. And there's also this cool thing simple flip test. That's actually really cool. God, this thing looks so angry. They all look, again, I keep saying this, but like every Chaos Effect character looks so angry.
They're telling you they're in pain, dude.
Just so edgy. This guy's literally is edgy.
It's that 90s edge, man.
Oh, he's so extreme. Actually, I really like how this character came out. It really looks cool. Alright, I'm gonna quickly, as fast as I can, try to bust out like some like cool oh, one last thing I like to do, just to kind of, if it needs it, a nice little warp every now and then. Maybe the foot needs to be put up a little more, or like that. But I'm not going to do that. That's a little weird, but that's... No. That feels a little more right.
You can go with that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's not bad. Nope. Tail a little longer.
real quick.
Actually, that feels a little better. And you know what? I'm gonna raise the spines. You know, maybe they need to be a little taller. Maybe this whole section needs to be raised a little higher. The warp is a lifesaver. Saver.
It'd be that way though.
It really does. There. I just made some minor changes and it immediately looks stronger. Like the silhouette is a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly do a little 3 sketches based off the character now. Just for like flavor drawings.
Mm-hmm. How many plates are on its back? Like 3 or?
Let me pull it up. It has like 2 rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So 3 small in the neck, 3 large on the back, and 3 small in the tail?
Yeah, 3 small in the tail, and 3 large in the back, and then like 1 random one that juts out in the middle right here as a trigger.
Gotcha.
But, you know...
I'll ignore the one in the middle, but
yeah,
I'll just do that.
I kind of interpreted it as just kind of like, you know, I just made it another pair and made it like orange. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to be doing Tyrannops next, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Here's those ones. Let me add the small ones now.
You know what is another series that we could do?
Hmm.
We have so many. The cool thing about this, folks, is that literally wherever there's a dinosaur, JurassicJustin and I can just throw ourselves into it. There's something. Oh, you know what? Actually, okay. Actually, you know what? This would be a really good chance for us to kind of, you know, practice our human character skills too.
What?
We could do Dino Crisis.
I never played Dino Crisis.
It's an amazing game. I've told you about it, but like it is Jurassic Core to a T. Because literally, it was inspired by Jurassic Park.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, you told me. Wait, you told me all about this. Didn't they have like one in space?
Yes, that was the 3rd one where it got crazy. But like, you know, before that, the ride before that was amazing.
That's fantastic. Okay, there's that one. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Oh my god. Okay.
No worries, buddy. You got this. And remember, draw your creatures at weird perspectives. It really helps. Don't get too comfortable in getting them in just the same kind of poses. Even though it's fun and very nice and easy to do. But if you want to start getting more into like more, and this is for people who are on that path and getting ready for more serious stuff, or I should say more, I guess you could say, more advanced techniques. It's always good to imagine getting your creatures in also like different points of view.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. Don't worry. Nothing about this is going to be done tomorrow. It's all about what you do today. Ooh, that's looking good.
Trying here. There you go. Okay, wait, this looks. Oh, yeah, it's like that. And then. Oh, wanted to be up more.
I think I'm only going to get through maybe 2 like little drawings.
I know, I don't think I'm gonna be able to color this on time, but just fine though, because I actually am more proud of the detail, and I would like to probably just post the detail instead.
That's good though. I really like the details on this one.
We had a fun one this one.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Okay, there's 1. Let me get 2. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna have it like laying down. Because you know what? He may be edgy, but sometimes even edgy boys need to rest.
That's right, RJ. We do need a rest.
This is true.
These are technically speed sculpts, aren't they?
They would be.
It's pretty cool.
And this would technically be speed drawing.
Yeah.
We're gonna get faster. I bet you in a year's time we're gonna be like speed demons.
I'm hoping so. I mean, that's really what this is. It's to be able, because I think most of the time we overthink, and that's what keeps us from really, producing like art quickly sometimes.
This is true. Don't think, draw.
I actually really like this guy. think he came out pretty good. I like both of ours. They both came out cool in their own ways.
I really do like how this one came out. I like the kind of posing and anatomy I got on it. Weirdly enough, it kind of reminds me of Bapiaosaurus, like the head shape.
Oh yeah.
There's like a small, like, I think Chinese therizzinosauroid. It's like a tiny little one. It's like it's in. I know it's in that game, The Isle.
Is he like a chunky one or something?
No, it's like small. I think so. It's like small. Hold on, let me just. There we go.
Dude.
Actually, I like him in this. I kind of like him in this like reclined pose. Also, I would reiterate to anyone who's like thinking about getting into character design and like, you know, merging that with your science illustration or spec evo, don't worry about like, you know, getting to a finalized sketch right away. Like, these things are super rough, and like, if I was going to do something more refined, there'd be a lot more ideation and experimentation before I settle on like a true final design, you know? Especially if you're like working for a client. But I would say this, like the character sheet, like when you do the little turnarounds, don't think of that as like the first thing to do. That is like the final thing to do. That is like when you sterilize the image. It means you have already come to a conclusion, and now you're just making it ready for someone else to draw. You know? Because like I like doing those like turnaround sheets, but like I used to get hung up on like the details. It's like, well, the detail does matter, but like save that for the end. Because ultimately you want your drawing to be clear, and if it's a little, the choices you make are like a little unclear, like that will show up when people are trying to draw it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? You know? So don't rush the design process. Have fun with it. 3, 4, 5.
Oh, 1 second. I did the wrong thing.
I simultaneously was learn more about Compstegnathus anatomy and Stegosaur anatomy.
Well, yeah, I can make this a quick. I can make this a quick. Let me get a quick. I'll just add some color to the mouth real quick. I just got to fill in a couple objects.
Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna try and like just do a like light speed color on this, just to kind of. Okay, let me just roughly look at that. I'm more likely we're gonna post this tomorrow probably instead of like usually at night, you know. Actually, I'll say on to like posts. Thanks, Drew. Drew says, really digging the frog tongue, Justin, and like how prickly yours is, RJ. Thank you. I try to make him a prickly boy. He is a spiky.
Prickly.
He's a spiky lad. All right, I'm gonna add some like light color to these two. Merge under. I can call it. Thanks, duders. These are looking great. Thank you.
Thank you.
We try.
That's all we can do.
Is this true? Let me just super quick, super quick. Don't think, just draw.
I like to think of this as like class time. You know, like we're practicing.
It's kind of true. We are like practicing right now. Why does this look so familiar? Like the color palette of this thing looks so viciously familiar to me.
It probably is inspired off of like some toy.
Well, no,
No,
it's not the toy. I mean, like the pattern that I ended up with. It kind of looks like this weird, like bird.
Let me see. You know what? I know what you mean. Dang it. What does it look like? It's like a type of cassowary kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like a cassowary and a vulture, like a king vulture or something.
Something between the two, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really. It's like where have I seen? I've seen you before. Creature that was a toy. Toucan? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, toucan. Feels like a toucan.
Like a toucan? Looks like a toucan.
It kind of reminds me of a toucan. I love toucans. They're cool. They pass the vibe check. Actually, most animals pass the vibe check for me.
the exception of cockroaches. They don't pass the vibe check.
Surprisingly, they still do for me.
Really? Are you kidding?
I'm
Okay.
like, it takes a lot for me to like really dislike a creature.
What about when they invade your kitchen?
True. Just make friends with one. Communicate with.
I can't make friends with all of them.
This is true.
Oh my God. Sorry, everybody. That got personal.
All right, I got it. And there we have my take on the Compstegnathus. Thank you very much, Duders. You are a very big champion.
I'm gonna be done too now. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. 100% done. Let me save. I'm done.
Ah, lovely.
He's a beast.
I think this is my favorite so far.
You know, same. This is they get better and better with each one. Each one is such a great trip.
I know. Oh, real quick, Duder said mosquitoes don't pass the vibe check. Okay, I agree with that one.
Oh, that's true. Mosquitoes can go
Expletive.
fly away. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look. Hold on. Let me see the face of yours. Let me zoom in. Zoom in on that boy. It's very like okay. I like it. It's interesting. It's like it feels very Ceratosaurian to me for some reason.
Ceratosaurian.
Yeah. Like that group, like the Dilophosaurs and Tarsus, Coelophysis,
Oh yeah, well that's the thing, because with the little divot up there, right?
The little notch, yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to base it off of that old Compstegnathus concept art I did like a while long ago.
I remember that now, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just thinking of this, and I'm like, right, and I like yours guys too, with those quills. It really gives the toxic look. You know what I mean?
Thank
Like
you.
like stay away from me. Like I am dangerous, and I will let it be known.
Yeah,
I love the stripes on the tips of the Thagomizer.
Thank you. I wanted to really kind of add something like a little eye catch there. I also put like little spots. I like that I leaned more Stegosaur on the head, but I enjoy it. It's like a credit, It's not bad. It's really cool. This is one of my favorites.
This is a good one. This is a fun one.
This was a fun one.
Great, my guy.
And thanks everyone. Yeah. Aw, thank you. All right, so yeah, we are going to be ending the stream shortly, pretty much right now. But if you drew along with us, feel free to tag us and we'll share your art. We're always excited to see what you guys did. We're really excited. Thank you for joining us this time, and we'll be tuning in again next Tuesday to work on the Tyrannops, right?
Yep, and just a quick reminder, everybody, RJ and I are currently working on a art Discord that we will all be able to sort of come together and, as Paleo artists, Jurassic creators combined, as sort of a safe space that we can kind of just come together, share, be inspirational, or even help coach each other with different art pieces, and just kind of a place where to be able to exercise your skills for your benefit.
Yes. But yeah, so most definitely we'll be setting that up, and just even in the future probably that'd be kind of cool to do some like group art lessons.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really sick. But yeah, we'll see where that takes us. Anyway, wherever you are in the world, have a good morning, good night, good evening, whatever time.
Please drink plenty of water.
Drink water.
Eat when you need to, and take care of yourselves. Please do.
Yes. And you know what? If you go,
you're important.
You are important. Also,
you're important and you matter.
You do matter. And also, go have fun and go be friends with an animal today.
Yes.
All right.
Not a cockroach or a mosquito.
They don't pass the vibe check. All right, folks.
They don't pass the vibe check.
All right. See you next time.
Have a good night, everybody.